Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the Bombay bad boy himself, Big Red Nephew Tam.
I'm glad to be here on this Thursday night. Thank you very much.
Well, we're glad to have you too, my man. Up next, who just popped in from the ether, America's stepdad. Say hello to the one, the only, Dion Green.
Baby, boys and girls, children of all ages. I thought that I would have a couple seconds, but I don't, which means that I'm your last minute stepdaddy. And if you think you're having a bad day, well, you know, you could be the Bears. And we all remember that you suck. Go Lions!
Dion is not the dad who goes out for milk and cigarettes and doesn't come back. He shows up after you're asleep. He stopped at the arcade.
After you're asleep. Like it was your fault.
You still came back. And folks, we have the replacement bullshitter, the pinch shitter himself, Mr. Epitome, a.k.a. Pete Daddy Dollar.
It is he, it is me, P-double-D, formerly known as Epitome from Wrestling with Horror, right here as the pinch shitter this evening, fresh off getting my ear ripped in half, being in the Ronin Rumble last weekend. It's been a great stretch. Wrestling's been going good. It's good to be here. I'm still not putting the earphone on the ear. The stitches are out. We're good, but I'm still being careful with it though. But it's good to be here, gents. And go Lions, Dion. I've got my this is no ordinary. This is Bill Lambier. This is a throwback Bill Lambier from the Bad Boys.
The classic Bill Lambier.
Yes.
Wakes up. Did he get a foul?
Yeah. Good to be here. Good to be here, gents.
Well, we're happy to have you, man. Folks, we're happy to have all of you joining us tonight and in the future. Welcome into WCBs, episode 445. I've only had one sip of beer, I swear. Tonight, we're going to be talking about all sorts of stuff. First off, we're going to be getting into a fun little game. We also have to talk about some trailers, Superman, Ironheart, Nobody 2, and a whole lot more. We have a celebrity passing, as well as anything else you guys want to talk about. But before we get into all that fun, we have to start tonight's show, like we always do, with our word of the day, brought to you by Shrebels08. Guys, the word of the day is Little Richard. Woo! Little Richard. Black Little Richard. Debbie does Little Richard. How Stella got her Little Richard back, excuse me. Little Richard Horizon. And dude, where's my Little Richard?
If you can't find it, nobody can.
Fear and Loathing and Little Richard.
Let's see.
Wet Hot American Little Richard.
Woo! Yeah, there you go.
that goes good.
Or a top.
The thin red Little Richard.
I love you, Little Richard.
I'm gonna get you, Little Richard.
A low down, dirty Little Richard.
Yeah. That's a great movie too.
Yes,
Gone
it
with,
is, baby. That's
gone with the Little Richard.
Don't be a menace to Little Richard while drinking your juice in the hood.
Black Little Richard.
Black Little Richard moan.
God damn.
Richard Black.
The Wizard of Little Richard, or the Little Richard of Oz. I would have loved, dude. Could you imagine that movie? They go to see Oz the Great and Powerful at the end. It's just Little Richard's floating green head.
It would be hilarious
That would have been
and scary at the same
Is he
time.
just going ooh the whole time?
Yeah.
Ooh, just floating around.
We need Anaconda malt liquor buttons. That's what we need.
Oh my God, we do. We need so many buttons for that whole movie. for like the one where he says, "I just threw that from the other room."
Ha ha! Threw that shit before I came in the room. I love that part.
Yeah.
Phoenix Doctor Wu.
Phoenix
You
Doctor.
fucked up now.
I'm so upset that there wasn't like two more parts to that series. There should have been 8 parts to that whole thing, man. Really.
Yeah, well, he couldn't. He was messing around forever. Then the Johnny Walker Black was supposed to be a sequel. Then it wasn't. It was like, dude, you should have just got a sequel made.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's always fucking around on Tubi doing like 18 like low budget movies. So.
Well, he was working with Tyler Perry's ass for the longest time too, doing a bunch of Tyler Perry stuff.
Oh God, Tyler Perry, dude, there are rumors about him in town in Atlanta. Like nobody wants to work with him because he's such a dick.
Yeah,
I'll work with him just to call him
other
out.
rumors going on about that other stuff. Apparently Tyler Perry a freak.
Not really a surprise. Look at his
Not really
face.
a surprise.
I was gonna say how that should not be a surprise. Tyler Perry,
Listen, man.
look, man.
I always live in the world of the lady doth protest too much, and Tyler Perry was always super religious, and then they're not saying he Diddy level.
I was gonna say he didn't go Diddy level.
Is he? Wait, hold on. Is Tyler Perry the Diddy of Atlanta? What the fuck's going on?
He might be Diddy Light. He might be
Diddy Light. Well,
Diddy
folks,
Light.
this episode of WCBS is brought to you by Diddy Light. Crack open a cold one.
The can's so slippery.
Promise. You'll wake up eventually.
Yeah. And you'll have forgotten everything.
And
Not everything.
for some reason your butthole hurts. I don't know why.
Don't get choked out at a Diddy party.
Don't pass on either.
That's more like it.
That was my favorite when Diddy was 50 was talking about that, and he was like, Diddy kept going, we got a party, dog, and Diddy's like, 50's like, we're partying right now, motherfucker. What are you talking about? And he's like, no, we got a party. He's like, what? Like, and then what he say? He goes, how you got all these grown men calling you daddy and shit? Like, what the like, what is that? Like, you were sus 20 years ago. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're just now finding out.
Listen. I'm real surprised J-Lo has not been called into court yet.
Well, hey, that's either a testament to how tough she is or how on the same wavelength she is.
I think it's the former.
How good her legal team is.
J-Lo's ain't that funny. Like, yeah.
I think Ben Affleck's just keeping her quiet.
Thank you, Ben.
Bean.
Yeah.
You want my taco flavor kisses, Bean?
Oh man.
Bean. Taco flavor kisses, Bean.
Folks, I just want to give a shout out to John Thomas's title. I know what Little Richard did last summer. Now, if you in the chat can tell us what Little Richard did last summer, I mean, I'm going to say he rotted because he's been dead for how many years now?
a long time.
Was Bill Clinton president when Little Richard died? I'm going to look that up real quick.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Little Richard didn't die until what, 2012 or something?
Oh, okay. I mean, I didn't really follow Little Richard ever.
Okay, no.
He died in 2020.
Yeah, he died in 2020.
Oh, womp, bam, boom, bam, womp, bam, boom.
No joke.
Damn, I thought
he was 87. He was 87 when he died. He was 87.
I wonder if he's dying. He's like, ooh, and then but he died. Like, that was it.
I like to think that.
I do.
Hell, I didn't realize Little Richard had a child.
Yeah, it was Mark Marrow.
Little Richard Jr.?
That was Mark Marrow.
Wait, hold on. Did him and Sammy Davis Jr. party or what?
Johnny B.
No,
Bad.
but Vic Damone Jr. is his uncle.
Okay, that makes sense now. That makes sense.
Wait, this can't be his fucking... This dude's 58? Anyway, this is Little Richard's kid. He's just a white dude.
What the fuck?
What?
I mean, Little Richard was pretty. He was high yellow himself, as they say.
I thought you were gonna say he was gay because I was like, well, I'm surprised he had a kid.
I'll say Richard was like he was light
gay in the 50s.
He was light skinned. Was he? He was gay in the 50s. He's like, I need a child. He's like, I paused.
Right, give me a kid.
I became not gay, and then I went back to being gay again.
Oh no!
Okay,
I'm just Little Richard. Woo! That's just the who, baby. That's not.
So he pulled an Elton John. Is that what you're saying?
I'm still standing better than ever been.
Yeah. Straight up.
Oh God! Who said late and gay in the chat? That's what we say. That's what we say in the ring. It's like, what are we gonna do for the finish? We're gonna passionately kiss because every kiss begins with gay.
Folks, strap in. This is gonna be a fun show tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all tuned up today, boys. I'm not even drinking.
Etep took his uppers and his downers tonight.
I had a Red Bull. Some Quaaludes. Man. No, we're good. We're good. I messed up and took a Flexerol before the show last. Oh, dude, my knee was bothering me. And my boy's like, here, take it. He gives me what is it, Flexerol? I was like, I took one. He goes, how many did you take? I'm like, just one. He goes, oh shit. I'm on commentary, like talking, and I'm like, yeah, and then, oh yeah. and I was like, I have to remind myself, I was like, shit, you have to talk. And so I went back to intermission. I'm like, I gotta wrestle. I'm like, shit. Go back, like Popeye, crack open the Red Bull. Down that. I'm like, all right, now we're good to go. Now we're leveled out. Now we're leveled out.
Now we're leveled out.
So I smoked a joint and then went out. That was good.
You keep going like up and down, up and down.
I was like, look, man. And then in my head, it was like, again, I'm still standing. And I made it into the ring, you know, it was fine.
At least just don't operate any heavy machinery tonight, okay?
Oh, no. I have to piss eventually.
Well, we all do eventually, or we die.
Yeah. I'm not drinking water to try to win an Xbox.
Calm down, little Richard. Calm down.
Dude, speaking of Xbox.
50 women just got pregnant.
From Little Richard? That's a shock.
Just
Dude's got more makeup than they do.
That's true.
Folks, speaking of Xbox, I highly recommend if you have one or if you got a PlayStation 5 to check out the new Doom Dark Ages. That game is the tits. I started playing it on Game Pass. It is action-packed, it is violent, it looks great, and it's got the best level I've ever played in a video game, Nick. You're the Doom Slayer, and then you have to get inside of a giant mech suit.
Oh my God.
And you just like lumber through hell in a mech suit and you fight giant demons and you get to like rip their arms off and beat them to death. It's the best game I've ever played.
Dude, I saw like Doom, Doom Dark Ages. I was like, this looks fucking amazing. And I saw some game footage. I was like, oh, look, this looks good. But the fact that you're telling me that it's good, I mean something to buy it right now. So I'm going to do that for sure.
Dude, you got a chainsaw shield. And so you can charge with your shield and blow them up, or if the dudes are far away, you can just throw it and it like sticks into them and it just like rotates like a saw blade and comes back to you. And then if you're stuck on a level and there's a screenshot on the wall, you can throw it and pull yourself up and swing across on this chainsaw shield. So the game is ridiculous.
Yeah, those Doom games are always fun, and they have really good replayability because you can go through and collect all the shit and get all the achievements as well too, and collect and do all that stuff. So it's always a good time.
I'm loving it. So I guess I should stream some stuff since I'm telling people about games. They want more from us, so okay, folks, we'll give you more stuff. But I'm enjoying Doom Dark Ages. It's violent and it's the tits.
Shut up.
I like how Dion remutes himself. He unmutes himself to say the shit, then remutes himself, and he doesn't realize it.
Yep.
I didn't unmute myself. I knocked it down, then I unmuted myself.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Oh shit, Gabe Kaplan's here in the chat.
Oh,
Ruddy, we'd love to
Kaplan,
stream
don't be getting crazy with the super chats, Doug.
We'd love to stream GTA 6 sometime in the future.
I can't wait.
Out.
I can't
Listen,
wait.
we got to bring the streaming back up. I heard you were saying that, Jeff, because Hillary was like, because she wants me to, because Oblivion is out now, so that's something that she wants me to.
Would
play,
you believe that I started playing that?
Oblivion? Oh my God!
I can, yeah, because you've become an elder statesman in your proclivities. So I am not surprised at all that you have been playing Oblivion. You're very much well. I haven't watched it. I haven't played it. I haven't experienced it yet. But I'm going to tell you guys, and then you play it, and you're like, well, I'm all honest about it and shit. I'm all Mr. Reliable and shit. So yeah, man, I'm not surprised at all.
I'll put it like this: you got to keep an open mind to entertain the people, and I'm glad people recommend stuff. I find that I'm enjoying more stuff now than I have in years. Wrestling maybe on the outs for a minute, but there's other good stuff out there. So
yeah, but no, GTA 6. I think I don't know. I've heard some people talk about it. I've heard some conflicting arguments, and I might buy it, Theo.
I sent Jeff a reel about GTA 6 today, and you know it's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
I'm like, ooh, you had my interest. Now you have my attention.
Yeah, you have my attention.
You have my attention.
I've seen all the people talking about how it's going to kill the gaming industry, and I don't want to pay $100 for a video game, so I'm not lining up for that. But here's the thing, folks. There hasn't been a new GTA game the entirety of this channel. So
that's fucking true. Oh God.
Yeah. We've been doing this in the interim.
Oh my God, that's fucking true.
Shit, that's crazy.
I was burnt out on GTA 5 well before this podcast ever started.
Oh, dude, 100%. Yeah, I mean, that's
You can only put 1,000 hours into the fucking thing before you're like, I know where everything is.
Oh my God, it's
The last GTA game I played was San Andreas.
You stopped at the best
5
one.
was cool. Like you and I can go back and play 5. P. I play a little bit of 5. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I just was like, I'm playing other shit. So luckily for me, if I ever get back into 5, everybody's gonna be playing 6. But I'm, if there was ever a reason to get a PS5 now,
You
it's
actually you want to get it now because all these prices are about to go up.
Yeah.
And they're
like
like
shit. It's fucking us all up.
Xbox is $100 cheap. No, it's $100 cheaper. I thought it was $150 cheaper. I've never lived through a game console generation that 5 years into the console cycle, it's now $100 more. And I get the economic climate. Look, everything's on hold for 90 days anyway. Why don't you just hold this shit off until Christmas? No, everybody's jacking up the price. Like I said in our recent video, everybody's prices are going up and staying up until something else happens. But all these people are going to, no matter what you buy, eggs, milk, gas, Xboxes, porn, through the roof in prices. And those actresses aren't making a dime more. I don't care about that. But
The back of their throats are working hard for your enjoyment.
Damn
and their buttholes.
We living together. We all nutting together. You feel me?
No, I don't.
Whoa. This just got
Dion,
gay. I like it.
Save that for the sperm races, Dion. Las Vegas 2029. Let's go.
I'm about to become an all-star.
My name is
I got
Jizz
a couple
Racer.
more years of usable material.
Yeah.
All right,
Elizabeth, I don't know if porn's going up in price. I just said it.
Well, apparently the U.S. government is trying to like eradicate porn in the entire U.S. So
why are we?
Why?
Why are you paying for it though? Is my question. Like, there's so much out there for free. Not
no.
you
They want
per se,
to. Yeah, but no.
anyone.
The U.S. government wants to eradicate porn, all porn, all over the internet for all the U.S.
So what you're telling me is we're going to have another pilgrimage where we're all just going to leave America because we left Europe because of all the uptight bullshit when we started our new land built on freedom of religion and pornography. But now they're taking that away. So we're going to all have to where are we all going to go? Like Mexico and Canada?
Amsterdam.
Not enough people can be supported in Amsterdam's free. We're going, Nick.
TikTok star, TikTok makeup lady. Excuse me.
She's my favorite one.
Just got gunned down. So Mexico may not be the place to go.
I wasn't going to go ever to Mexico. Just isn't on my bucket list. But you know where it is? Amsterdam. So Nick. Then we'll go to Berlin.
I'm waiting till it's safer for my black ass.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Rush to go.
You'll be fine. You're a 6'2" black guy in Amsterdam, and ain't nobody gonna fuck with you.
I'm not going.
Yeah, Amsterdam, cool. Mexico, I'm waiting till that shit.
Yeah, I've seen Sicario.
You don't have to wait like 100 years for Mexico to become not violent, not run by the cartels, unless the military goes in there. Unless the military goes in there and just firebombs all the fucking cocaine farms. So we'll see about that.
I'm staying away. I'm staying away from Germany.
I've been. It's nice. You shouldn't go
though. No. They don't like any part of my ancestry. They're
all embarrassed about it now.
My Polish parents like, ooh.
That's a long time. I'm sure you're fine now.
It's only been 90 years, Dion.
It's only been 90.
If I have a tan, they'll just be like, oh, okay, he's Puerto Rican, he's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
They'll be like, he's fine.
Just get a spray. You and Nick should go. You should get a spray tan. They'll think you're brothers.
I don't need. I'll just go out on the boat for a weekend and I'll be good. I'll have
to try to remember 11th grade Spanish.
Yeah, I don't.
Yo soy extremo. Somos extremos. We have some
swear words.
Cállate. Enrique Vasquez says Harry Potter and the Chamber of Little Richard. Woo! that sounds dirty.
It does.
Oh, this is fun, Xavier God. Fuck, marry, kill. Halo, Doom, Gears of War. Easy. I hate to say it as much as I like the new Doom. I'm killing Doom overall. I'm gonna fuck Halo and marry Gears of War for the single player experience because it was really great and it's still great.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah. Anybody else want to disagree? Are we good to move on to a more universal fuck, marry, kill for everybody involved?
We're good to move on.
Xavier to God must listen to the show and listen to me talk. This is hard. Fuck, marry, kill. PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, and Nintendo 64.
Oh, this
Oh,
is
man.
easy.
All right, Pete.
I'm going to kill the Xbox 360. I'm going to make sweet passionate love to the N64, but I'm going to marry my fat boy PlayStation 2.
That's a good system.
Shoot, I'm probably gonna kill PS2. Fuck the 64 and marry 360.
I am marrying PlayStation 2 100%. Fat boy and me is getting married. Xbox 360, I'm banging with no rubber because I got so many good memories, particularly in college. And I love this. The only reason that I'm letting her die is because I was a PlayStation kid, so I didn't have a PlayStation. I didn't have a Nintendo 64. It was always a friend's house. And then when I got to college, my friends, my girlfriend at the time, you assholes had them. It's elimination. I love you, N64. I'm sorry, but you got to go. I'm having babies with PlayStation 2.
Now, the N64 has my favorite games of all time, so it can't die. And the Xbox 360 was the system I had the most games for, and I absolutely loved it. And I would never have gotten rid of anything, but it was stolen, so I just sold off all the shit and bought a PlayStation 3. But the PS2 might be the king of all consoles. Like, if you put the Nintendo 64 and you replace it with the Super Nintendo, I'd say those are the three best of all time. But I'm marrying the N64 because of GoldenEye alone. I'll fuck the PlayStation 2 because of all the great wrestling games and all the great Grand Theft Auto games. I should marry the PlayStation 2 and fuck the Nintendo because Grand Theft Auto is the shit. And Xbox, I don't want to get rid of you because I love you too, but them's the rules. Oh, we got two messages and we have a Scott Steiner super chat. And guess what, folks? We have a brand new Scott Steiner button tonight we get to press. So thank you, Darian. But Enrique, who's been a member for 27 months. There's more than that. Anyway, hail WCBS and ETEP. Nick and Pete, I got the USC Slave 1. Dion, I'm playing RoboCop and I'm loving it. Jeff, I got Wokebusters and I'm enjoying it so far. Hell yeah, man.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Nice. Enrique, let me know what you think of that third act where they fight the kaiju. I didn't see the new Superman movie when I made this book, but it's kind of cool that Superman and the Wokebusters both fight giant monsters.
Maybe I'll tell you about fighting those shit. Never mind, bud. I heard the J word, fella.
That is my favorite voice on the planet. I want you to narrate nature documentaries.
I want you to do it. I want you to do the whole fucking audiobook with that fucking voice, even though that's not the character's voice.
Hey, you should do we should write a fictional autobiography or biography of Buffalo Jeff, and you're the narrator. That's what it is.
Buffalo Jeff was born on a windy night, fella. Let me tell you what. The conditions were right to bring that kind of madness into the world, fella. I know. This is the only one that never mind. They were behind it.
It's like it has nothing to do with the Jews, and it's the most anti-Semitic book ever.
It was written by an ice cream cake named Cookie Opus. That's me pen name, me pseudonym.
We figured it out, like, because he looks like Cookie Puss, and I was like, they make that Carvel makes that cake, and then they have the one for St. Patrick's Day, which is Cookie Opus. So I was like, now we have an Irish anti-Semitic cake. It's like we need to go to a Carvel and just order an Irish anti-Semitic cake and look at the look of bewilderment on their face when we're asking for that. And they're like, "What?
I want Cookie Opus right now, bud."
I wish everybody knew what we were talking about.
I know,
folks.
it's
On the
such inside
Patreon, we'll tell you
baseball.
one day. Our friend Darian217 says, read chat first, then button. Since I don't have time for foreplay tonight, let's skip right to it. Hit us with that math. Heading to the 10 p.m. Final Destination Bloodlines in 4DS experience. I want to feel like I'm in the movie. Buddy, that's my Saturday night plan right now. I'm looking forward to that.
Dude.
Here is your new button right now.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at sacrifice, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning. But I I got a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me and he's not even going to try. So Samoa Joe, you take your 30-30 and a third chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 1/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning if we used to go one-on-one and then add 66 and 2/3%. I got a 141 and 2/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice.
That shit killed me
What
when I
the
saw it the first time. That killed me when I saw it. I was like, that's amazing. I think
I love
Draven
Baby
sent me
Samoa
that.
Joe.
Yep.
I was like, what's going on right now? I've never seen this one before.
Power of the internet, man. Power of the
Jeez.
internet.
I welcome
We-
our new AI overlords.
Oh, jeez. It's
They're
getting-
making life oddly easy and entertaining at times.
It's every week it's new. It's new, like, you know,
Oh.
new milestones have been
I've-
achieved.
I've been doing like a segment where we play Mad Libs, but we do an AI song. And yeah, I for Cinco de Mayo, I had one. It was I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was it was about it was pictures of white people celebrating Cinco de Mayo, and it was a song about the gringos. It was freaking hilarious. Like I just put a couple prompts in, and I have a Spanish version and I have an English version of it, sang by a lovely female Latina AI voice. It's pretty freaking rad. I was like, God, I love AI. This is amazing.
Oh
It's
god.
so dumb what you can do with it.
Yes,
Like,
it's
It-
like
it is.
they
It
put
is.
so much into the technology, and this is what I'm doing with it. I'm making it. Draw
It's
pictures
humanity.
I'm making it draw pictures of John Cena, like making fun of Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes weeping like a baby with his head buried in Triple H's chest. Like
Why this Thanksgiving you need to make a turkey race meme with your turkeys. Yeah, there you go. He looked right into the camera. He knows what's up. More inside baseball for the audience.
It's turkey time.
It's turkey time.
It's always turkey time. Butterball.
Darian,
Butterball
let me know what you
turkeys.
think of. Let me know what you think of the new Final Destination. I still say that the third one is the best one. I actually really like that movie. It's just dumb and over the top.
No, the third one is. I love the advertisements they've been doing for the new Final
the
Destination.
truck.
The truck, yeah, the fucking log truck they've been putting everywhere with it. It's been great. I keep seeing that on online. I'm like, you guys get it. You know what you're doing.
If
Well,
I
the
saw
laws
one
are-
of those on the highway, what'd you say?
The log truck was Final Destination
Yeah.
2.
Oh yeah, two's a good. Like the first three films are all good,
Mhm.
and then you get to is the fourth one called The Final Destination?
I think so.
Is it the one where the guy sits in this butthole on the vent and it like sucks his organs out of the swimming pool?
I think so.
Mhm.
That one's not that great.
It
But the
isn't like
opening
yeah,
at the race car is pretty cool.
yeah. After that one, it was kind of like, you know.
Well, after that one, they made one
Well,
more.
no,
and they
no.
killed the franchise.
Yeah, because I think the last one is called The Final Destination, and it was like it was one of those things like if you kill the worst person like below you or whatever, then you can live or whatever. The rules change a little bit, and it was just very strange.
I wish they'd bring back Devon Sawa, but he's dead in those movies.
Yep.
I think yeah, that's true. He is because they showed that he died in the second one. Like
Yeah, the newspaper.
yeah, but he would have he had no problem coming back.
Well, he could use a paycheck these days. I know this is the weirdest year ever. We have a new Final Destination. I Know What You Did Last Summer's back.
Yeah,
Like we're talking about new Jason. Mission
Mhm.
Impossible's still here. What year is it? Oh God, it never ends.
yeah. And we've got a couple more horror movies that came out these last couple weeks, and I need to go check out.
Oh,
You know what
So-
you need to check out, Nick, is Fight or Flight. That movie kicked ass on like 10 levels.
I saw the trailer for that, and I was like, this looks fun. This looks really fun.
I want to
So-
watch
It's a good one.
Sinners. I'm really like interested to see that Sinners movie. That looks really good.
The ending's insane
Great.
with the
The
machine gun.
ending is insane.
I
Great.
like the
Great.
aesthetic of
Great.
it because it's a period piece and the costumes and everything looked fantastic. Draven said it was good too. He went to see it last week with Clown in the Cornfield and Until Dawn or whatever.
Yeah, I need to go watch Until Dawn and Clown and Cornfield because I
Yep.
missed those. And I actually met the
You're like
writer
the biggest
of.
Adam Caesar fan, dude. How did you not go see it yet?
I actually met him this last weekend at the horror convention. Super nice guy. He was signing books and everything. I think I bought the first one because I didn't have it I didn't have that one. I had the other two, but super nice guy. I was talking about the movie and everything with him. You know, he couldn't stop talking about it. And I asked what other books he's doing and like if he's got anything else like that's gonna get turned into a movie. He can't say obviously, but yeah, it was nice talking to the guy.
He's gonna make the next Grinch book. That's what he's telling me. John Thomas has a fuck, marry, kill. Then we're gonna do something fun. We're gonna do an almost word of the day, and then we're gonna get into our topics. But we have a fuck, marry, kill of Atari 2600, Commodore 64, and Pong. These are all before I was born, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna marry the Atari 2600, fuck the Commodore 64, and kill Pong only because I'm pretty sure you can play Pong on those other two systems.
Yeah, that seems weird about Pong. So I don't know.
It was its own release though.
Okay, that's fine.
That 70s show, they took it apart and made it with smaller paddles to make it more intense.
Red and Kelso were the best two players.
Agreed. He's too easy, and he's like wasn't even looking.
Yep.
That's the best joke of that show, though. This is the future, Red. Home computers. He's like, no, soldering. It's like, oh man, Kelso could have been the richest dude in history. He's a
So
dumbass
funny.
after all.
God, that cloud hovering over that show sucks.
Oh,
Yeah, it's funny how like the guy who left early in the show, you know, and everyone's like, oh, it doesn't matter about him. Like he's probably the most like level-headed one. The other ones all had like controversies. Yeah, everybody else had controversies.
Eric Foreman was the best. Well, no, but he was a good character.
Well, the show got way shittier when he left.
Agreed, because you're replacing
because
Seth
they
Meyers'
brought
brother.
they brought Randy. Was his character's name Randy or something?
Randy.
He was an idiot.
Randy.
God, what a dumbass! Like he literally was a dumbass.
That was his character. He was really stupid.
Oh, he had like go away heat. It wasn't even like
I agree. He was the
it was
Xbox.
just go away heat. Yep.
I will say, I tell you this though, going back, I've watched that show like in its entirety probably 5 or 6 times. It's the one show I've watched the most. Every time I watch it, I realize that Donna is shittier and shittier each time. Like Donna causes more problems than Eric's stupidity. It's just like, we get it. You have a bad home life, but like nobody else is as shitty as you.
So what you're saying is women are the problem, Jeff. That's good to know. It's good to know.
In Point Place,
Always.
Wisconsin, they're always the problem.
Hey,
Guys, I want to share something with you real quick. Now, I saw this and I wanted to talk about how you can replace a word in a movie title and get something new, but what if you do it with a famous album? So we all know the classic Michael Jackson's Thriller, but have you seen Michael Jackson's Griller?
Now, should Michael Jackson be that close to an open flame if he's doing the griller?
This
Because,
is before
I mean,
the Pepsi commercial.
I was gonna say he's like 90% plastic. Like
He's still black back then. He's real.
yeah, well, but still with the hair, with the product in the hair though, dude. Like
Yeah, he's got the soul glow in his hair with the Jerry curl. You know?
Soul glow. No, man, he's got the full. He's. It wasn't the Teddy P curl. It was the full curl. It went all the way around. So it did. Look at it. That's a full luscious curl up front. You don't want to. You can't get that near an open fucking flame, dude. He's got to keep that back from the grill, or at least keep the flame height to a well level. But the driller, he could do the driller.
Yeah, because he's safe with Driller.
Ask Macaulay. Never mind.
Oh my god.
Never mind.
Well, if you don't like Driller, how about Michael Jackson's Spiller?
There we go.
Yeah.
He was in a wine tasting with Mike. Never mind.
With Arsenio Hall. No one told him how good his cheese was.
He looks he looks so annoyed. He's like, motherfucker, I got this on my white coat.
I got it on my white jacket.
Tito, give me a new one.
Tito, Jermaine, where's my jacket?
We know Michael Jackson was a writer. Here's Michael Jackson Quiller.
Quiller. What did he write by candlelight? All of his songs?
Yeah, he's Shakespeare's #1 fan.
Oh my god.
That's how I wrote this. You are not alone.
He gets the fucking letter and he's like,
I'm doth here with you.
You've been hit by.
Afraid.
You've been struck by a smooth criminal. Up next, we have Michael Jackson in what else is Michael Jackson in? Oh yes, Refiller. So if his wine spill, he can get a new drink.
He's just being considerate.
he's
He's a good house guest, you know.
Exactly.
Chunk once ate his weight in Godfather's Pizza, and Michael Jackson didn't come over to his house to use the bathroom, but his sister did.
Sister did.
And finally, we have Michael Jackson Chiller, because sometimes you gotta leave the refrigerator open to cool your house down. He's got ice on his balls. Anyway, Michael Jackson can sit on top of the world just as long as he's not sitting in the Beverly Palm Hotel, because you know the rest. There we go. Moonwalker is a fun Sega Genesis game with a great soundtrack. Michael in the chat, you are correct, my friend.
Oh
You
my
are
god, it's been
very
forever
correct.
since I played that game.
Game's hard though, especially when
It
Joe
is.
Pesci turns into the robot.
What the fuck?
That's a sentence I just said out loud. Wow, okay. All right, guys, so let's do some trailer talk. So the new Superman trailer dropped, and the internet has been going nuts with this movie. A lot of people are liking it. A lot of people are hating on it. I want to know what you guys think. I personally watched this trailer and am ready for the movie. It wasn't a bad trailer at all. It wasn't the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life, but it has got me on the same level of interest because I like the character of Superman. I don't really like the Snyderverse. Actually, I hate it outside of Batman. And so I'm ready for a new Superman. And this one kind of checked off all the boxes. It's got the sense of optimism. It's got nice and bright, colorful cinematography. The CGI looks solid. We got to see more of it. It looks fine. It's Superman. And then the only thing I'm not really sold on is Nicholas, what's-his-face, is Lex Luthor. Because he's too young. And I like my Lex Luthor a little older. But I was impressed with the
Jefferson, the older guys, got it.
Dude's in his 40s, dog.
Wait, is he really?
Yeah,
Nicholas Holt's in his 40s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
he's
shit, he
older.
looks younger than us.
Yeah, listen, Nick. Listen, to your point, this was a good trailer, not a great trailer. It was a good trailer. I literally for the show, obviously. Just so you guys kind of know what's going on behind the scenes. We text about this stuff. So Jeff messaged us like, "Hey, Superman," and then other shit. Make sure you watch it. And I didn't watch it yet. I got to wait till I got back home. Devin got back, and the trailer came on TV because I was watching my shit, and the new trailer came up, and I was like, "Okay, hold on, I gotta watch this for the show. Whatever, you watch it with me." And like he was like, "Man, it's just kind of like basic or whatever." I was like, "Dude, I was like, immediately based on after watching it, I was like, that was a good trailer. I was like explaining them like that's how you want a trailer to be. And full context, that's why I was like, yo, this is a good trailer. It was what you want it to be before a major release for it to be a summer blockbuster. Like, don't get me wrong, I get it. It's Superman. We're gonna get Superman trailers. That being said, it didn't give too much away. It appears to be maybe it's another Kryptonian, but some type of metahuman. We're getting a classic, Superman versus a giant villain thing going on. And you're seeing Nicholas Hoult doing the Lex Luthor thing. He looks believable enough. We know that he's a good enough actor. It got me again, not great, but you're seeing Superman punching shit. I'm in. I'm down to spend a little bit of moolah at least one time.
This is a popcorn movie for sure. I'll get the bucket. Okay, no, I won't. I'll get a large popcorn because I want more popcorn. If I'm going to pay $14 for it, I want the biggest one I can possibly get. But I'm going to watch this movie for the show that Thursday. Like, this will be what'll be like episode 452 or some shit. Superman. We'll do a bracket for all the Superman movies on that night too.
Oh,
then we'll get to vote to see what Superman film reigns supreme. My vote's going to always go to the original with Christopher Reeve, but I want this to be topped. I love that movie, but it sucks though. This is just for our age range, but like there hasn't been a good Superman movie or a great Superman movie in our lifetime. We've had Superman Returns is shit. I don't really like Man of Steel or BVS.
It's a little bit more, a bit much.
Superman Returns is like Superman 3 levels of quality to me, except there's no Richard Pryor, and there's no Richard Pryor. That's what sells that movie right there, man. I love Superman 3 just because Richard Pryor steals the show when he's up on that rooftop and he's like, he was flying in like this, and he puts on that little blanket and he's trying to fly around, and then he fucking skis off the building and falls. It's so dumb, but I love it. Nick, Pete, what do you guys think of this?
Pete, you want to go?
Yeah. I watched it. I thought the trailer looked good, and I'm like on the fence with some of James Gunn's stuff. I like some of it. I've heard good things about like Creature Commandos, like honestly, I just haven't had a chance to watch it yet. The trailer though, it looked good. The guy playing, what's the guy's name playing Superman? I don't even know.
David Cornsweet.
David Cornsweet. I think he looks good in the suit. I dig the suit. I don't know if this is like a callback to another design or if this is something they just kind of like tried to, reinvent this, the design of it for the movie or not. But I think it looks good. The trailer, I like, you get, what is it, Hawkman. You got some of the Lantern Corps in this. And the guy playing Lex Luger. The guy
Thor.
That it was responsible for no, Nicholas Hoult looks good as Lex Luthor. It's way better than Jesse Eisenberg playing Lex Luthor or John Cryer on the scene. But no, this looks good. And I know crypto is part of the mythos. That's like the one thing I'm kind of like on the fence about is how much is the dog going to be a factor in it.
Probably too much, to be honest.
It's a dog. It's a dog. Yeah, it's a dog.
And I love dogs, trust me, but I don't need his adorable little sidekick. Like that was cute for the animated movie. Was it the Super Pets or whatever?
Super Pets?
Yeah, I watched that with my kid and it was adorable.
Yeah, we saw it too.
But I don't know. But I think it looks good.
Wait for the pet thing. Listen, we are in the great reset, and especially with DC, and we've been saying it for the last couple of years, at least the last 2 years on this channel. These studios were making bad movies on purpose. So now we're at the phase where, everybody's belt's getting a little tighter, and super expensive movies ain't cutting it anymore. So the studios know that they have to make good movies. On top of the fact, DC's back's against the wall, right? Like they're risking getting, generations behind. There was serious brand damage.
Definitely.
With the DCEU, yeah, and it has to be good. A main hero with a pet sidekick. I'm like, let's try it out. Let's see what happens. Especially it can't be worse than Martha. You know what I'm saying?
Why'd you say that name?
I will take a super pet. I'll take a super pet getting punched in the face a couple times and saving the day compared to, hey, bro, our moms have the same name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those movies were so damn dumb. I saw Man of Steel opening night, and I have a friend named Dan. You guys all know Dan. Dan is a chill dude about pretty much everything. The one time I've seen Dan absolutely angry is when he watched Man of Steel. He's like, that movie fucking sucked. That was the first thing Dan said. And if you knew the guy, he was chill. Even if it was bad, he would just be like, well, that wasn't very good. But he was angry about Man of Steel.
Yeah, Dan does not. He does not get angry.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever seen Dan angry. The few times I've been around, I've never seen him angry.
He's like Garth from Wayne's World. He doesn't really get angry, He's just a relaxed guy. But that movie pissed him off. And then we went and saw BVS for the show. And I always wonder, like, a lot of the critique about this film, this upcoming Superman is, well, it's not Zack Snyder, it's not Henry Cavill. I don't care. Henry Cavill was cool, but Zack Snyder was shit. Like, what was his best movie? I don't know. I'm asking the chat. It's a rhetorical question because they all sort of suck in different ways. But like,
they
Dawn of the Dead is his best movie to me.
Yeah, but okay, all of his quote unquote best movies are remakes, or they're comic book adaptations where he had all the instructions.
Dion, he's your least favorite filmmaker of all time. What's the movie you could sit through if you had to?
Dude, we were so it's so funny you brought that shit up. We were chilling, we've been kind of like chilling going into the end of the school year, and we all went out to dinner last weekend to go see Thunderbolts, and we were all laughing and talking. We were talking about stuff, and we were talking to the kids about being online and stuff. And I was like, I got the show, and I was like, the one thing that I've ever said that I have to stand 10 toes down on, but I will stand 10 toes down on is fuck Zack Snyder. I don't give a fuck. Listen, I'm good enough at my job. We ain't gonna fuck my job up, but That's the one thing where I'm like, yo,
damn.
this is not a joke to me. This is not a thing. People who've been like trying, Kathleen Kennedy and Andor has kind of come back into the conversation. Like, I'm like, people, don't get me wrong, other creators out there, everybody, it's all fun and games and we're all in the game, but fuck Zack Snyder. That's the one thing I will not ever let up on. So I gave that dude a chance. I went to MSU. 300 was a big deal. I was like, yo, Zack Snyder. And then Batman vs. Superman came out. I paid money. I took my sister out of that shit. We read comic books. Like my sister and I love fucking Batman. We love Superman. That's our thing, man. And you fucked it up. And the whole universe sucked. And that was after I paid money to go see that damn movie about the chickster in the insane asylum with the CGI. What's the name of that movie, babe?
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch, that bullshit ass movie that got
babe.
all the production and all of the commercials in the world, and it sucked. Fuck Zack Snyder. I would have gave you another chance after Sucker Punch if Batman vs Superman wasn't so bad. Then on top of all that bullshit, the internet got real hot in their panties and went, release the Zack Snyder cut, and it was worse.
It was.
It was worse. And then after all this bullshit, so everything, he fucked up Superman. I don't care what the internet says. I get it. It's YouTube. We got to talk about stuff. Everybody that's like, defending Zack Snyder, I get it. Netflix gave him a shot. They did everything the internet said. They did everything the internet said after he fucked up Superman. And I don't care what anybody says. Superman snapping somebody's neck doesn't work. It sucks. It doesn't work. He's Superman, and Superman isn't supposed to be gloomy and bloomy. That's why it sucks. The reason that you think it's good is because of Henry Cavill. I understand that, and I love him too. But Zack Snyder fucked it all up for everybody. And then Netflix gave him what he wanted twice, and they both suck. That's the one I will never back down from. I don't care if someone asks me for a job. Hey, Zack Snyder, you're working for this company. You're doing security. It's a big deal. I'm like, yeah, fuck Zack Snyder. He fucked up Superman. I'm not even joking. Like they're laughing. They're laughing because they're my friends. They're my friends. I'm a funny guy, and I'm good looking, and we're on the show and everything. Nick and Pete and Jeff. Jeff has known me for 20 fucking years. He's laughing. He knows also that I'm dead serious. Fuck Zack Snyder.
You are dead serious.
Fuck that guy.
If we ever see him, I'm just gonna let Dion know. Be like, hey man, Zack Snyder's over there. Go talk to him.
That's the one famous person I would be like, hey Zack, yeah, hey, yeah, I saw the movie. You fucked up Superman. Fuck you.
Dion.
There was a whole thing on the internet. There was a comedian. I wish I could remember who it was, but Hillary and I happened to be watching shit on YouTube. And he was like, man, Zack Snyder made that movie sucked, and everyone was like, are you Zack Snyder? And Zack Snyder walked up, and Hillary looked at me. I would if I was in the crowd, I'd be like, fuck you, Zack Snyder. We're making this about him. Let's make this. I would be on the internet. I would be 100%. Fuck Zack Snyder.
Just so you know, Zack Snyder's 5'7". I looked up his height. He's 5'7". You will tower over him and scare him immediately.
Dude, I don't.
Shit, he'll be even more afraid of me.
Wait, we all
he's
get
that
one.
small?
He's that small.
Yeah.
Him and Tom Cruise can be in the same car seat. Okay.
The final reckoning.
Runs faster, Nick. Hey Dion, I have 2 videos of you interacting with Zack Snyder. Here's one of them, and here's another one. Now, folks, don't let Zack Snyder drive a motorcycle when Dion Green is on the road.
Did you see that guy accidentally hit that moose with his car?
No.
Holy shit. Jamie, pull that video up.
Oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god.
That's a coincidence. It's not me. That's a different guy.
No, that's not Dion. Dion has never driven a motorcycle in Los Angeles. Every time he's been to LA, I've been there, and Dion's never driven a motorcycle when I was there, so I can confirm that he's not the guy in the video. But I'm glad we brought the Zack Snyder thing. I'm glad you got that out, because I'll never forget when you saw BVS or Man of Steel, whatever one it was when we reviewed it for the channel. You're like, I want to beat his head till the white meat shows, and I remembered that for 10 years. I'll never forget that. And
it was
everybody. Yeah, everybody out there, though, in Radioland, you are entitled to your own opinion. Never take it as a personal dig, but the bullshit that I read on the internet about Zack Snyder, he listens to the fans. No, he doesn't. It's a self-serving jerk-off. Everybody that goes on about this dude's work, like, You like Henry Cavill? I like Henry Cavill. Ben Affleck, arguably one of the best Batmans. Not Michael Keaton good, but he's damn good. But you got to just remember, those movies sucked and they failed for a reason. It's not like those movies were canceled because they made $1 billion. They expected to make money, and Zack Snyder fucked it up with his dark bullshit. Like, I was on an internet post the other day, and somebody's like, I didn't realize Jimmy Olsen was in Batman versus Superman. Yeah, because he turned him into a CIA agent and had Zack Snyder killed him off in the opening of the movie. Like, every decision that dude made creatively was the wrong decision. He was like a kid in a candy store, high on sugar. I'll get more, I'll get more, I'll get more.
Yeah, but
And then
yeah,
he crashed out.
Well, no, and the thing with Zack Snyder, I'll say this: like, I think it was Dawn of the Dead, 300, and then it was, what was the other one that he did? Watchmen. Okay, first one was a remake, so he had the blueprints for that one. The other two were graphic novels that he had everything worked out for. He didn't need to do much fucking work for the other two. Anybody who's like, oh, he's a creative genius, you are an idiot. I'm sorry, you just are, because he had the books. He could go get at Barnes and Noble and look at them and read them and know everything. The script's there. He can get the rights and pull it off and all that other shit. He's got the color. He's got the colors, the costumes, everything. He's got it worked out. So there was almost like no work to do. It was easy as shit. Just copy from the page to the screen. That's it. That's all. It was the easiest 3 movies he's ever made. He's not a creative genius or anything like that. He just knows he knows what's popular and what'll sell and what things to take and put on the screen. That's it. That's all it is. By the way, this man used to make music videos.
He should go back.
That's why Sucker Punch is the way it is, because he used to make music videos. That was his original idea, was Sucker Punch.
What about Rebel Moon, Nick?
Was that
Rebel Moon was his jerk off to Star Wars.
It's literally just popped up on my Facebook feed. You can't read it, but it says Rebel Moon is dead.
that Rebel Moon, is that the one with the chick with the mental illness haircut and the fake lightsabers?
Yep.
Yeah. The only thing I've seen of that was I watched a couple trailers, and then I think Critical Drinker reviewed it, and his video came across my feed, and I watched it. I'm like, wow, I'm glad I watched this video and I did not watch this, because it came up in my recommended on Netflix, because you like this. And I'm like, why would a Zack Snyder movie come up? And
they're just forcing it on you.
and then it's like Rebel Moon, and I said, I'd watch the video. I'm like, yeah, not today, Satan, not today. I'm not watching this bullshit. Like,
well, I mean,
nope.
and Netflix, like, I want to say Netflix pre-pandemic, when they had like the 5, well, even pre, Amy Schumer, but they had the 5 stars, and it was a little bit easier to, get things you liked, because you had you had a way of rating things accurately. This like thumbs up, thumbs down, double thumbs up is idiotic.
Yeah.
I don't have Netflix, and thank God I don't like paying those guys. It's I hate them.
Well, one thing I wanted to say real quick, Adama makes a point about how it's misunderstood comic book movie by so-called comic book fans. You guys want dark and gritty from The Boys, but not how this would be if Superman was in the real world. You're hypocrites. I don't want dark and gritty ever. Dark and gritty was a trend created from The Dark Knight, because it was the first superhero movie to make $1 billion. And then everyone at Warner Brothers was like, we got to cash in on that. Jonathan Nolan and Christopher Nolan, they're the future. They're great filmmakers / writers. But I don't want dark and gritty. If you're asking me, Jeff, what do you want from a Batman movie? I want Batman the Animated Series level of swashbuckling, detective work, high adventure, globe-trotting, death traps, Batman using his fucking brain, not screaming Martha, and not, look it. Here's the thing about Zack Snyder, and I'll pull the comic book nerd card. These guys got a hard-on for Frank Miller. I was born after Frank Miller was in vogue. So Frank Miller to me is like Sin City and other shit. I don't worship at the altar of The Dark Knight Returns. It is a very good Batman comic. It's very influential, and I own a copy. I enjoy the work. But that's not my definitive Batman. If you're saying, Jeff, what's your definitive Batman in print? I'll go with Bronze Age. Give me Neil Adams, Denny O'Neil Batman. Batman that detects. Batman that uses his brain. Batman that is agile and lithe and does cool shit and has much more interesting stories. I don't want to watch a grim, dark movie. And I also don't want to watch a movie that shoves Wonder Woman in the last 10 minutes of it and tries to tie in, Dark Knight Returns, The Death of Superman, Trinity, like all these other things that come together all in one movie. That's bad movie making. I don't care how comic book accurate they think it is. Comic books they take time to map out stories. Say what you will about modern day Marvel, because I'm probably going to agree with you, but the way they did Phase 1 was awesome. You got Iron Man to set everything up. Then by the time 4 years later, you get to the Avengers. DC, well, we're going to launch in 2013 with Man of Steel. Then we're going to wait, and then we're going to shit the bed in the same year with BVS and the Suicide Squad. Then Wonder Woman comes out and it's pretty solid. But then we're going to give you the Justice League at the end of the year, but we're going to fire the guy, and this is going to happen, and that's going to happen. And it all just fell apart. Like, BVS is such a missed opportunity. In the director's cut that everyone swears by, oh, guess what it gives you? There's an extra shot of people running up the stairs. There's Batman's branding people. Like, what version of Batman is this? Do you want like a Lee Bermejo drawing come to life? Because I don't want Batman an Edge from Suicide. I don't like the Batman either with Robert Pattinson. Just give us a Batman that's Batman. These guys aren't these depressed losers. You know, they're not sitting in a bathtub crying at night. They're not, oh, this and that. They're superheroes. They're supposed to be entertaining. Anyone that deconstructs modern entertainment is off my radar in terms of somebody that I'm going to spend my time and my money watching, because life is too short to watch depressing bullshit under the guise of superhero movies. You know what? I hope this Superman movie succeeds on principle, because we need light-hearted, comical Superman. None of this garbage. Oh, man, fucking Kevin Costner's going to tell my family, oh, maybe you should have let those kids drown, Clark. What the fuck was that? That movie was terrible. And then, like you said, Dion, he snaps General Zod's neck. That is not Superman. Superman would have flew up to the moon and taken General Zod there. He would have done literally anything else. I don't know, maybe put his hands over the laser beams because they would have deflected it, because what's his face isn't as strong with the yellow sun. He hasn't been there as long. Like, all those things are in these movies. They could be. And oh no, we're gonna have 9/11 parallels. We got to have the guy who loses his legs at the Battle of Metropolis go to Congress and talk about the this and that of Superman. This one looks interesting because it seems realistic that if some dude with powers went and stopped the war, that everyone would go after him because, well, we need the war for this or that. Like, no, I want an altruistic Superman that doesn't have stupid problems and stupid supporting characters. And don't even get me started with Metropolis and Gotham are right across the river from each other. What the fuck was that? That was so dumb. Oh my God. Why did any of this shit happen? How come Superman just doesn't take care of Gotham too? Like, what is this movie? This movie's made no fucking sense.
Listen. There's a Krypton barrier around Gotham. All right, Batman put it up, and that's why he can't go over there. All right. He's not invited.
Well, listen, and all of that is correct, right? All of that is accurate, you know. But the biggest issue, specifically with Zack Snyder, right, was the fundamental misunderstanding of what comic books are, right? Like, you know, everything that you're saying, it's weighed heavier in terms of a movie, because studios specifically pick facets they want to use and they put it together like a fucking Frankenstein, right? Their focus isn't on the source material and why it's popular. Their focus is on getting people to buy based on what they think a movie is. And then they try to weirdly push together what the source material meant into a movie that at that time, you know, 2.5 hours long, you know, the nerds like this, everyone loves Superman. This is a movie that people will like, you know, people don't realize how much similar studios are to Vince McMahon, right? They believe that we know what makes a good movie and we know what you like, and listen to us and you'll like it. And Zack Snyder is the most egregious one of them, specifically because not only does he think that he is hot shit and doing all these weird, crazy things, but also he's like, hey, like, this is what you guys like. These are these characters, but you see them more serious here. You love Superman, but you also love Green Day. And I don't remember 9/11. Let's remember your Superman with Green Day and 9/11 is a thing. And he has this warped thing that this movie studio is like, yeah, that's a good, all because Watchmen was liked.
And 300.
And that's what makes it worse, because he pretends to be this nerd movie guy where he's just, you know, he's Darby Allin. He's this annoying ass little kid who likes a lot of black, and he thinks he's smart. And it hurt the movie. Like, I get to your point too. You know, this movie studio idea of everything has to be gritty. You know, movie studios think that's a big deal because The Dark Knight was worked. Zack Snyder thought it worked because he was like, "Hey, I made 300, and that's loosely based on a comic book, and everybody really liked Black Hawk Down. It was two dummies coming together who both believed that they were really smart, and they assumed the rest of us were dumb. That's what pisses me off the most. Is Zack Snyder's like, I'll do all these pretty pictures, and the commoners will love this shit. That's why he sucks. Not just because of what you said, because his success was bent on, they like comic books. Fuck them.
Yeah,
that's why he's a bitch.
Yeah, and also like there's two kinds of gritty. There's gritty in tone and gritty in visuals, and like a lot of the studios have not gotten the gritty in tone. Like I think Nolan's second Batman movie got the gritty in tone. It wasn't as gritty on film. It was a little bit, but not a lot. Because I think Pattinson's Batman was gritty visually, and there are two different ways of doing that, and like that's what they are. But it's just like one studio's latched on and like saw that like Nolan made $1 billion, like they went fucking crazy with that shit, and it just And the worst thing is like it takes them forever to make a fucking movie. So once that goes out of vogue, they still have like 8 movies they've made greenlit that are like that, and like and by the third one you're like, I don't want this anymore. And things have changed. So like they're really slow on getting those out and doing that whole thing. So it just sucks because they'll, like I said, greenlight 8 of them and like,
Warner Brothers is the worst at it, Nick, because like I don't even dislike Ben Affleck Batman. I think it was a great design and Ben Affleck did a good job. Yeah. But like outside of that, we up until like 2 years ago, we had Blue Beetle still in the DCEU. Like they didn't even know what the hell they were doing. It was beyond like Zack Snyder mismanagement because he had a family tragedy and he stepped away and the movies didn't get better. James Gunn's Suicide Squad was a better movie than David Ayer's, but they both kind of sucked in my eyes. Like,
I
don't
didn't
think
like
you win.
I didn't like either of them. I didn't. I liked specific characters, but the movies overall, I was like, meh.
Yeah. John Cena stole the show.
He did. I hated the original Suicide Squad, though. Like the Ayers one, I hated that one.
Pete, Loudy went and saw that. He ripped his hat off and threw it on the ground. He said, "Fuck this! I've never seen Loudy do that." And he wasn't trying to be funny. We just walked out of the theater. He's like, "Fuck this movie!" He threw it down on the ground. I'm like, "Loudy, are you okay?" He's like, "No, I hated that." I'm like,
"Oh my god."
That was my reaction when I watched it, but I watched it at home, so I was like, "What the fuck did I just watch?"
Oh, jeez, dude. Yeah, that was. Yeah, that like the way they tried making it all cool with like them having their own entrance music, like WWE, and I was just like, what are you doing right now? What's going on here? Like, and it was just like very jarring the way they did it. Like, I don't know.
They made Birds of Prey. I mean, come on. They made a Birds of Prey.
Oh my god, I forgot
that. I watched that movie. I was like,
we all watched it for Margot Robbie.
They ruined Black Mask in that worse than they did in the Batwoman show. It was.
I will listen. I will. There are a lot of things that the DCEU did wrong, and as much as I like the Suicide Squad, the one thing Birds of Prey got, the two things they got right, I still like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
and Ewan McGregor was great as Black Mask. I
just didn't like the character, the way they did him. I mean, was that? I don't know anything about the comic though, really. So like, I was like, man,
he was a great Black man. I can't remember his name off right now, but that craziness, he did a great job. The issue with the Birds of Prey was like, hey, the Birds of Prey was like, hey, they're all women. They're all women. And we're like, we get it. Fuck.
It was insufferable.
We're in a Birds of Prey movie. You don't have to keep. And then his specific issue with them being women, and then they wasted Victor's ass. That's what also.
Oh, dude,
they fucked up Victor's ass.
That was one they were doing actually like in the Batwoman show with him. They like made him like ultra badass, and then like Batwoman just like punches him once with her like little nightstick, and he's down. Like that's it. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, at one point, he shot a rocket launcher at her at point blank range, like an RPG in a fucking apartment. I'm like, I don't think you understand the repercussions of doing that in a tight space. Like, there's a blowback from that. Like, you can't shoot that.
Everybody's fucking dead. Everybody's dead.
Yeah, it's all bad. They're just all bad.
Well, also that CW, they usually shit the bed like third season into a DC show. Like that's just how it is.
That Batwoman shit the bed, the fucking pilot. I mean, then they just kept going.
Well, I mean that's usually how it works with any show, animated or not. They'll order 2 seasons. They always order 2 seasons. That's how it goes. So
we've avoided many bullets from the DC universe.
We really have. I think
Batwoman the show, and then Batgirl the movie got canceled.
Yeah.
Who was
but
that?
Did you see that Max is now going back to HBO Max? Like
I did.
Yep.
I usually call it HBO Max anyway. Now people don't have to correct me because I've been correct the whole fucking time.
What is the purpose of going back? I didn't see what they're.
Who the fuck knows?
Because HBO is a valuable brand, and the word Max it's like a guy, like Max Spielberg from
because I think when they just had Max on there, everybody thought it was Cinemax, and that may have been the confusion.
No, they thought it was Skinamax, Nick, and they found no nudie films on there. They're like, hey, Beetlejuice, The Goonies. Where's Backdoor Sluts 9? Fuck. That's why.
That's on my Plex. Calm down.
Oh, good. I need a login code for that. You know my email address. By the way, I just wanted to address our buddy Adama. None of that was addressed towards you, man. So we appreciate you. But I do love counterpoints to everything, and that's how I feel about the Snyder stuff. As a comic book guy, it's like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies. If people are like, well, they're accurate to the comics. What comics? Like. You're talking to the guy who just keeps like these random books at his desk, for art reference and shit. I've read these stories to the point where I just look at the pictures. I can tell you what goes on in the story with the dialogue because I have them committed to memory, not by choice, but because of repetition. But there's a difference between like getting it 100% accurate to a book and capturing the essence of it. And I think so many things that capture the essence do it better. Like the Avengers, that captures the essence of those characters very well. The first one, not necessarily 1-to-1 because there's no Wasp and there's no Ant-Man and it's a different battle.
Yeah.
But that's what's important to me. And at the end of the day, see ya, Rover. At the end of the day, though, that's all I want. To capture the spirit of this shit and not Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
No, and like this trailer actually looks good. I was shocked. Yeah. I thought I wouldn't like it, but the way they started it didn't start like a normal superhero trailer. And I was just like, I'm interested. I might go see it with you, Jeff, on right before the show.
Yeah,
I know Dion will. He'll take the family at that 6 o'clock showing or whatever it is.
Yeah, 6:30, 7. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna take the kid to see because it looks. We've watched all the other Superman movies, and I fucking hate BVS and Man of Steel is just Henry Cavill under the right guidance would have been a fucking amazing Superman, but unfortunately we got bullshit with him. So this is a chance to kind of right the ship, and like you said, Jeff, give us an actual great Superman movie.
I also think this movie is going to be 2.5 hours long.
How long? What's the runtime?
No. What I said is I think the movie's going to be 2.5 hours long because of all the characters and everything they have in the trailer.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a long one. I really do. I know. I mean, if it's good, I'm not going to be mad at it. But I'm just saying, I think with everything they've shown us in the trailer, the characters they have, what's going on, you're looking at 2.5 hours, if not 2 hours at least.
You're not getting a 90-minute runtime out of this with the scope of that.
No.
My only worry is that, and this isn't that I have an anti-message because I liked Guardians of the Galaxy 3 for this message, but James Gunn's already done it. The toys have been coming out, like pictures of them, and there's a lot of like animal testing, and I don't have a problem with an anti-animal abuse message because that's the right thing to do. You want to take care of these things, but like James Gunn did this in Guardians 3 just a few years ago. If he recycles that plot point with Crypto that he had for Rocket Raccoon, that will come off as a point for me, strictly because when a filmmaker does the same shit from film to film in a different, like, I don't want that. Like, it works for a guy like Kevin Smith who's just like telling a little bitty story in this universe. So you're going back to the Quick Stop and RST Video respectively. But like James Gunn's got all the money and scope in the world, and if he's passionate about it, more power to him. But like, I don't want to see Crypto as this victimized dog. Because one, I don't want to see the Crypto get beat up. I want to see him like kick ass with Superman. But if it's too much like Guardians, that will piss me off because it makes me think his range is a lot less than I think it could be. That's my only critique.
The danger with that is the animal, it fit the Guardians correctly, right? Like you see a raccoon, blah, 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 that wouldn't like if you're how are you gonna fit a dog abuse story in a Superman? You know, that's a tougher thing to do. Like so I'm with you. If he just recycles that, that's a point to take away because it doesn't make the same amount of the context is just different, right? Like we can always have that conversation, but if you can't put it into the story where we're like, yo, that's crypto, nobody wants to see. It's not that people don't want to see. It's like it doesn't make crypto didn't have a metal chunk on his head like Rocket did, right? So it'd be a weird thing to shoehorn in, and on top of it, plus just in general, this property can't take much more of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if he recycles that, I'm with you. I'm gonna be pissed about it.
Because I gotta say, the most satisfying part of Guardians 3 was when Rocket Raccoon ripped that what's this, the not collector, whoever it was, the guy's face off at the end. I was like, yeah, get him. Like that was a cool moment. I was very satisfied.
Was
Bradley
he
Cooper
the
did a good
Supreme
job.
Intelligence?
That's
that
who
what
it
he
was. Thank you.
Yep.
I got his action figure up here, but I got a TV here, and the Fantastic Four figures are blocked by the TV.
High Evolutionary. I'm sorry.
That's what it is.
High
there we go. Thank you, Eric T.
My bad.
Anything else you guys want to say about Super? Okay, let's play a quick game. I'm going to pull up the box office for Man of Steel, and I want to know, do you think it's going to be more than Man of Steel's box office, and by how much? So, Man of Steel box office. So, Man of Steel grossed $670.1 million worldwide. Does the new Superman starring David Cornsweet, Rachel Brosnahan, and everybody else, does it do more?
I say yes.
No. They'll want it to, and I think I mean depending on how good it is, I don't think it will. I think it'll put up good enough numbers, but it won't be that high.
I don't.
Dion?
Was it? Oh,
you do?
No, good, Dion.
Pete, what about you?
I don't think it will because I think, well, Deadpool and Wolverine did really well. I don't know how Thunderbolts. I think Thunderbolts has done okay. Like I know it had a rough opening weekend, but word of mouth, like that's one I legitimately want to see, and I haven't said that about a Marvel movie in years. So I think the superhero genre still has legs if it's done right. And this, optimistically, I'd like to say, yeah, it beats Man of Steel, but realistically, I'm gonna have to say it'll fall a little bit short. But I want to be wrong.
I hope that this movie grosses more just on principle, but I think the biggest factor isn't people disliking Superman, it's the Fantastic Four and Jurassic Park, because this isn't actually a stacked summer. There's a lot of shit to watch this year, and as a guy that's going to try to go watch all of it for the channel and talk about it here, this one still holds a higher interest mark than Jurassic Park by a country mile, but I like it. I'm interested more than the Fantastic Four, but the Thunderbolts was good enough to see twice in theaters, and there's a connection to the Fantastic Four, and I've been going back and listening to some old Marvel stuff, and I'm kind of like in that sweet spot of like, I'm very open to liking superhero content again. And I want this thing, I would like Superman to stand above it just on principle because he's the first superhero in many ways. To many people, he's the best superhero, and stupid reason they gave him the trunks back. They're bringing back the John Williams theme. Like they're doing this shit that is so Superman. Like I hope it gets rewarded with the success because I would rather have more Superman like this than the other version. Because yes, I liked Henry Cavill, but I didn't like Granny's peach tea and Jesse Eisenberg putting a fucking lollipop in people's mouths and all this other dumb shit. Like that was literally trash. Tell me otherwise. We'll respectfully disagree, but we'll still disagree because God damn, that movie that was so bad.
Dion, why do you think it's not gonna? I mean, it is going to make the money or go over the budget of the last one.
I think it's gonna go over the budget because James Gunn's just dependable. Don't get me wrong, you guys are. That's what's so interesting about it. Is you're right? These things are correct, and DC is especially been fucking up. But the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy was very good, and DC needs something to be very good. And one issue with previous Superman was it was trying to be a direct reflection of what's going on, and yet he's still this higher than thou figure in our world, and it's like that's not what we want to see in a Superman movie. And if there's anyone that's going to understand the story before the commentary, at least right now, it's James Gunn. Obviously, we got to wait till the movie comes out. But John Kent looks like a regular dude. It's not Kevin fucking Costner. He's saying, hey, you're great. You're the best. He's hugging his dad and he's saving people. And yeah, we're getting the official original response to Superman, but he's fucking tall and dark and he's got the blue eyes and he's hopeful and he's hugging his dad and he loves his dog and his dog. Like it looks like it's optimistic. That's what's important here. Snyder, the vibe wasn't optimistic. It's all these people are great in this terrible world and they're going to make it better, but not because of optimism. It's just because that's Superman, that's Batman, that's Wonder Woman. That's what they're supposed to do. They're going to kick ass, and Steppenwolf's going to be in it. Maybe not. Yeah, kind of. And then we're going to have Darkseid, kind of. And, hey, yeah, there's that. But, hey, Superman killed him. And, hell, there's Batman. But good thing that Superman's mom just happens to be the same name. Like, it's not optimistic. And, the main vibe that I got from the trailer was optimism.
Yep.
And that's what's going to make it break. I think it'll just barely beat $1 billion, but hey, people want to go to the movies too. It's a stacked summer.
We do.
I want to go to the theater. You want to go to the theater. I'm taking the kids. You know what I'm saying? If we could have, it's a packed summer. We'll see. I think Superman's going to take a chunk out of it. I think they barely do the original Captain Marvel numbers because James Gunn, that dude knows to hit you in the feels and still be like, fuck yeah, and he's got Superman, like, let's go. I'm optimistic.
Cautiously?
Yes, very, very, very. If there's any studio that will get too involved and fuck it up, it's Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers and Sony, right?
Warner Brothers and Sony, they can't help themselves.
Is Amy Pascal still lurking around over there somewhere?
She's working on James Bond, bro.
Oh, Jesus
fuck.
Christ.
And she only got that gig because Amazon bought MGM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Walter Hamada still in charge at no, I can't remember who's
I have
in
no
charge.
clue.
I don't even know who's. I used to keep up on that.
Years ago.
Is it David Zaslav?
It is Zaslav. That's
Zaslav
right.
And what's her name? Because they were the ones that were talking all that shit when No Time to Die came out.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we talked about Superman for this long.
Does. I don't think Amazon MGM is going to play with that shit too long.
Well, with James Bond?
Yeah, because Amazon's spending money buying all this sports stuff. I think what she's getting one shot at James Bond with Amazon.
I agree, but no, every VOD service, every big one's buying up sports. Netflix is doing sports. Hulu, Disney's trying to do the whole like ESPN Hulu package now. Like they have the whole thing worked out.
Netflix might buy the UFC.
Yeah,
or buy their distribution rights.
Yeah, well, yeah, they have the money for it. I mean, their stock's worth like they're valued at like I think almost $1 trillion now, like close to Apple. So like it's they've got that.
Will fucking give it to them.
Oh, 100% they will. 100% they will. Yeah.
TKO likes money.
They like money. They don't know how to produce wrestling anymore.
I'm gonna say wrestling's gonna get worse. Great.
Yep. Well, you got I'm the game creative G. No, shut up, lunkhead. No, lunkhead. You just be quiet. Just sit down.
Dude,
you and your big nose
has fallen off a cliff.
Oh, jeez, man.
I watched it Tuesday.
I'll say it's more of a hit a brick wall.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
This was the worst lead up to WrestleMania, the most. And then they're like, "Oh, SummerSlam's 2 nights." It's like, yeah, great. 2 nights in New Jersey.
I'm just coming to hang out with Dion. I don't give a shit about SummerSlam.
Right, like we're just listen. I'm it's better because overall I'm enjoying Raw. We talk about it. Fucking even Hillary is like, hey, turn on Raw, turn on NXT. But even a an optimistic fan like Hillary's like, yeah, man, the build for WrestleMania was boring.
It was dog
And she's
shit.
like, she only cares about the John Cena shit because we're all the whole Green family's like, yo, John Cena turned heel, we can all turn heel. But it's been like
the whole family turns heel.
We've all turned heel, Pete. Listen, we all. If John can turn, we all can turn.
Dion's kicking puppies and shit. Cats and bags, throwing them. He's learned. He's doing the heel life.
Dion's not putting his recycling in the recycling bin. This fucking heathen.
He is. He's taking people, just random people, to Dick Kick City.
That's right.
just walking around, people going, whoa, and just kicking them in the dick.
He's taking candy from babies. This motherfucker.
Go back to
Superman's
the regular checkout line and watch me be great.
Dion, Superman's gonna come to beat your ass if you're this kind of asshole.
Superman can't because then that would be racist. That'd be racist.
Exactly.
But he's a Kryptonian, so he doesn't know racism on his planet.
But he's presenting as a cis white male. So
he's presenting now. Is that kind of an allegory?
He's presenting as. Wait, no, that's that. He would get. He's an illegal alien. He came here and he assaulted an American citizen.
There you go. That's the angle.
Hang on. Where's my flip phone? I'm calling ICE. Fuck this. Hello.
That's right.
You got a razor on you, son?
He pays me. He pays me.
Where you headed? Where you headed, son?
It's Tom Homan.
I hope ICE has fucking kryptonite bullets.
That's right. Krypton handcuffs or zip ties.
Zip ties.
He died in custody.
He didn't touch me, this motherfucker. Where's his green card?
Where your parents from, boy?
By the way, shout out to the mayor of Dinosaur Island. Dude, you didn't realize I was a wrestling fan? I've been to WrestleMania 18 times in a row. I went from every year from 06, sans COVID, through 40, and we didn't go to 41 because of the ridiculous ticket prices. So, yeah, like diehard fans. I got a wall of action figures over. Okay, they're mostly The Rock, but yeah, got them. Like huge wrestling fans.
They charge $40,000 for those front row seats at SummerSlam. I'm like,
not worth it. Not worth it at all,
dude. That's like okay. I paid $80,000 for my first house. Like that's
holy shit.
Like fucking.
When you put it in context like that,
like seriously, like that's insanity. Like that's a car. That's a car.
Yeah.
And then that's one ticket. So like what, two of you go, there's $80,000 plus what you got to pay to stay at a hotel. You got concessions. You got, if you got to
listen. If you can pay $80,000 for 2 seats, concessions and hotel is no longer your fucking concern. You're flying in on a private jet on a G500 every fucking day.
You're pricing the regular, like the target demographic for wrestling is not that affluent fucking like wine sipping fucking caviar eating fucking it's so fucking weird because like I've been a fan since 1983. I've been in this business since 2009, and to see the shift tonally in the mainstream, like even the indies are different now obviously than when I started. I'm in a fucking fantastic locker room full of some cool, some great vets and some good young talent. But like, I look at the mainstream shift of it, just like I said, man, pricing out the regular fans. Like, I'm going to SmackDown on June 20th in Grand Rapids, and those tickets cost
it only cost you a mortgage.
It was $120 for like a halfway decent seat. I'm like, that's okay, but I'm like, it's not. SmackDown it was better than Raw like the last couple weeks. That ladder tag match should have been a WrestleMania though, man. The fucking Street Profits, the Guns, and I think it was DIY. Street Profits are fucking awesome. Like Montez Ford needs to be a solo star. That guy's fucking amazing. Like I don't know why they don't turn Bianca heel. and let her work with them and be a faction, because that would be freaking incredible. Like, I would co-sign to seeing a mixed tag match with Montez and Bianca working together, because they're that damn good in the ring. Like, that match, that should have been a WrestleMania over like half the fucking card, because half the card on WrestleMania was just blah.
Dude, we'll talk more about it towards the end of the show, but Backlash was garbage.
I fell asleep watching the replay.
You know what I did? Dan and I hung out. We went and saw Fight or Flight, and we went. I told you I'm starting a little side business. Well, not even a little side business, just another business with a friend. We're doing tabletop games, and I went and studied tabletop gaming instead of fucking watching Backlash. Like, I went to Conveyor Belt Sushi for lunch, and then we sat there and played games for hours. And then it's like, hey man, it's almost 9. You want to go see this movie? And yeah, like, it was everything I could have done besides watch wrestling was better. So
This is what I was doing when Backlash was on. I was fucking kicking people in the face and body slamming people. That's what I was doing during Backlash.
Well,
I was working the Ronin Rumble that night. They should have booked me.
Well, could it be the reason they're pricing people out is so they can watch at home, so they can get Netflix subscriptions and then watch on Netflix, and then Netflix will give them more money? Could that be a thing?
It's Dion can back this up. It's TKO bought them. They think that their premium for the UFC is equitable or equivalent to the premium of the WWE. But what they forget is that UFC is a real sport that celebrities and rich people from all over the world come to watch, and wrestling is a kid product / adult product that's like, it's fake as shit. We all know it. We're in on it because it's like a fun thing to watch. It's never been high art. It's like wrestling is like horror. You know, it's that same demographic.
Okay. It's a male soap opera. That's what we do. We, like I said, man, we make so many jokes like about like being gay and shit like that, because the shit we do, like, we make jokes about it, like in the like while we're fucking practicing and shit like that. Like, some of us, like, we will do dumb shit to each other during matches just to rib each other. It's like, it is. We're what we're doing. It's live action role play. It's a fucking live action soap opera full with violence. We're underpaid stuntmen. That's like I said, seriously, dude.
No, it's true. It's very true. Yeah.
I log more ring time at 45 than I did at 35. I'm in there once or twice a week for 3 to 4 hours, and I work 1 to 2 shows a month. All at Super Shogun, one of the best promotions in the state of fucking Michigan. Check us out on YouTube, Super Shogun Wrestling.
We're a wrestling state, goddammit.
Yes, we are. And
where on the mitt do you wrestle? Somewhere in here?
I'm up here in West Branch.
I'm sorry, but when I moved to Michigan for college, and this girl was like, I live here, and she holds up her hand and points. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
The only fuck. And if you want both, you can do that. There's the fucking upper and lower peninsula.
Dion knows. The UP? You Uper?
Look, me personally, I don't even count them. Wisconsin can have that shit because I don't go north. I don't like to go north of where I live. That's too far north for me. I don't like snow. I'm the only fucking Russian that can't skate. I'm the only European that doesn't like snow. I hate it.
But he's a wrestling fan.
But I need to do what the rest of the old folks of my ilk do. And I need to go to Florida.
We all need to get like a big ass Airbnb for a month and just be there for like January for January.
Yes, that is.
I can work from there. I'll work on Stealing Solo 3 We'll get
a Starlink, hook up in the front yard and make sure it has good internet, and we'll all stream and watch it.
We'll need a VPN, Nick, because if they ban porn in America, you can't be in America.
I got you. I got that worked out already. We're good. We're fine.
I've seen your hard drives of porn, man. You put the Library of Congress to shame.
Listen. There used to be this thing you used to do back, during the heyday of downloading stuff called site rips, if anybody remembers that. So there was that shit that you could do.
It'll be like Silicon Valley, Nick. It'll be your incubator. It's your incubator down in Florida. You've seen that show, haven't you?
Yes. Yep.
I love that show, dude. That is, if you've never seen Silicon Valley, you need to check it out. It's funny as hell. Like,
oh no, I watched it for the first time last year, and I fucking love it. I was just like, oh my, this is a great show. So like, I watched it all. Yeah. I think I watched it in like a week because I loved it that
Nick,
much.
You got to finish the Righteous Gemstones, Nick. I finished
I
that whole
do.
show. I watched the whole show in a week.
Dude, I
I
got
sign back
you.
into Max to finish it.
Oh God,
You got a what?
I just do what now? What
You got to
Dion?
what? You got to sign up for it again, Dion?
Yeah, I got to sign back into Max for it.
It's worth it, dude. With the exception of that shitty Civil War episode, this was a great season. No, they don't sing. Wait, they do sing "Misbehavin'" again. Keith dresses up like a woman and sings "Misbehavin'." It was great.
God, I just finished What We Do in the Shadows. Finally, I finally finished that. So I fucking love that show.
That
God,
guy's
was
great
good.
in the movie. Matt Berry.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
He's hilarious.
Fucking
Yeah.
Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. Dark Place.
I started watching X-Files again.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Yeah, because I was just like, everything is a conspiracy these days. I'm gonna watch the show again and see how close they are. They're really fucking close.
Gillian Anderson was kind of hot in that show.
She was really hot. Like they mentioned AI in like the 5th episode.
90s fine, baby.
The sci-fi of the 90s came true, and it all sucks. You know? There's no utopia. None of that's going to happen because everybody bitches on the internet and nothing ever gets done. But, you know, it is what it is. Folks, it's time to check in with you guys. Hit that thumbs up button for us. For us. Don't worry about YouTube. Do it for us because you love us and we love you right back. Our friend Enrique Vasquez says, Dion's hate for Snyder is on par with Scripps' hate for J.J. Abrams. Yes. This is a hate-fueled channel. Let the hate flow.
Yeah.
But we hate those that deserve to be hated, not just indiscriminately. We have our reasons.
That's true.
Is it the player haters? The player haters ball. Hate.
Hey.
Now, as I take a sip of my soda, I'm sure somebody is spitting too.
Freak Nasty, I think Donnell Rollins' character on this is better.
Buck Nasty's mama's been drinking out of the water bowl again.
Oh, God.
I fucking love that show.
This is my favorite line. Buck Nasty, you are so dark when you touch yourself, it's like black on black crime. That is my favorite line of the player haters.
Oh my gosh.
I love that they got Ice-T to do that too. Like Ice-T would do that.
It's the easiest sell in the world. Hey, man, can we pay you to come on TV and be yourself? Yeah, man, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, shit. Yeah.
Next motherfucker to interrupt me is getting shot.
Hey, Dion, when we're hanging out, we should watch all of Chappelle's show in an afternoon.
Dude, oh my God, yes, you're on.
We should get Big John steak and onion California shots. Maybe a couple
Oh my
beers
gosh, dude.
All right, that's it. I'm coming down. You guys
You
are
better
that
not
far
bring
from-
your kids.
You guys aren't that far from where I am. I'll come down, hang out.
We're doing
Show on the hand where you're going. God, Michigan white girls were the best. Anyway, Overkill161 says, AI Little Richard and Fat Steven Seagal team up in Above the Little Richard Law. Little hard to Richard kill and little fire down below Richard.
Oh my God, I would watch those. I would watch those so easily.
When AI is like fully able to make full movies, you guys aren't going to hear from me for weeks.
Dude, that shall happen in 2 weeks. Give it 2 weeks.
That's the problem. In 2 weeks, you won't hear from me for all because I'm going to sit and write prompts. I'm like, write me Spider-Man 3, but it doesn't suck. And then like I'm going to make all these bullshit movies. And I'm just going to sit there and watch my own creations for hours on end.
Dude,
I'll never leave.
I think that there's one that's proposed to Hollywood that they could make a full AI movie for $500,000. It's wild.
I wish Harrison Ford would sign his image over so we can just get a string of Indiana Jones movies, but where he's young, and it looks good. I won't bitch. It's like Indiana Jones goes to the moon. I'll watch it.
Indiana Jones goes to the moon. Oh shit.
Indiana Jones goes to vote. Like, okay, it's just him standing in line all day.
It's the last thing he does before he dies. He votes.
He's just standing in line going, I want my family back.
Marion, why is our son dead? Wait, that's too sad.
Marion, I crap my pants. What happened?
Where am I? Who are you? We're your family. Fuck off. That's just gonna be Indiana Jones has dementia.
Indiana Jones and the Alzheimer's of Destiny.
That's how you deconstruct a character. Listen, Hollywood. Listen.
I don't
Adam
know.
Wofford.
I don't know where I am.
or who I am. We need to get Vinny to voice all the Doom or the Hans Cox stuff. I gotta call that guy. He's always fun. Adam, thank you very much for your super chat. Adam says, okay, we should remake the first Fast and Furious. Kendo plays Paul Walker's character. Instead of real cars, we use RC cars for all the driving and racing. Dion's catchphrase is fish barbecue. What?
Fish barbecue. What the fuck?
He lives his life a nautical mile at a time.
What is this, Sequest DSV? What the fuck?
Nah, man, it's C-Lab 2021.
Oh, shit.
Isn't it weird that that show is now so far into the future or past? Like, Back to the Future 2 took place a decade ago. I can't watch that movie anymore. Actually, I still like it.
Don't remind me. Don't fucking remind me.
Hey, that's when our show started, folks. If you wanted to know that, this podcast started on October 21st, 2015. Just like Back
speaking
to the Future
speaking
Part
of one of the best time travel movies. Give me 1 second.
Where's he going? He's got to go back. Back to the future. Oh, I can hear myself in his headphones.
Yeah. I acquired this on 4K recently.
Time Cop.
Time Cop, Tony. Time Cop.
Oh, you heard about that? Fuck you.
Yeah. Phil's been on my show on Mondays, and I'm like, he's like, I got to get you that clip. I'm like, I need that drop to put, because I've got a Tony Khan bumper. I need to put that on with the Tony Khan bumper. I said, I need that drop.
Does he have it?
I don't know. I think he does.
Well,
If not,
I might
you
be the
just-
one that recorded it. That's the thing. Because I'll look. Wait, that's a picture from last year. I had a weird suntan. Yeah, I went too far back in my catalog. God, there's a lot of Ollie's footage here. Anyway, I will send you the Tony Time Cop shit.
Yeah.
Because you ever try to like say something to somebody and you have a brain fart? You're like, fuck, that's not what I wanted to say. That was me. It's like, Time Cop, Tony, Time Cop. The next night he went on about Time Cop. It was great. Oh, wait, here I am at AEW. I think I found it, Pete.
Yes.
Hold on. There you go. I got the clip. He'll never send it to you. It's me.
Oh my god.
To our friend that was like, I didn't know you were a wrestling fan. I was a plant for AEW earlier this year. They put me in the front row. I wore a Wokebusters t-shirt to promote the book on international television. Nick, I need you to get me that episode ripped so I can just put it in the commercial. Promoted on AEW television. It's Wokebusters.
AEW. Text me and tell me which episode it is, and I'll get it this weekend. I'll go ahead and get it this weekend.
You can get the episode, the clip where Tony Storm comes and gives me a high five.
Yeah. Just
hands were very cold.
just text me in the group chat of what episode it is, and I'll get it.
I will. Thank you very much, my friend.
No problem.
Speaking of other friends, Xavier to God, push Barry Fire, John Cena, Roman Reigns, or Lex Luger. Just making sure I didn't skip on the Little Richard. I'm gonna fire Lex Luger because he was never good. I can't believe I've turned around on Roman Reigns. I'll push him and fire John Cena or bury John Cena because John Cena sucks.
That's what I'm going with.
All right. It looks like we're all in agreement here, Xavier to God. John Thomas says NASCAR did. Oh, wait, maybe it's NASCAR. NASCAR did the same thing, priced out normal fans. Lots of open seats now. In my opinion, Amy's Lane Bond won't see the light of day, but Amazon could only fire one woman at a time. Beyond Hollywood's bullshit politics, you got to remember something, folks. While Daniel Craig's James Bonds started out strong and we had a very high with Skyfall, they progressively fell apart. Like Casino Royale is awesome. Quantum of Solace is not. Skyfall and Spectre are pretty awesome too. And then you get No Time to Die. The James Bond franchise, if you take the temperature of the room online, people are hungry for classic 007. The Sean Connery through Pierce Brosnan era. And it's not nostalgia because they grew up with it. It's that James Bond was a man. James Bond was a character that we all liked. We all aspired to be like. Women wanted to be with him. Men wanted to be him. Like, that's what they literally would say on all the James Bond documentaries. That was what made Bond Bond. When you deconstruct him and make him a sad, depressed man who falls in love and, I don't have my armor on, you stripped it of me. That's not cool. Like, that shit was lame. So this is their chance to make James Bond cool for the next era. And don't listen to the weebs and weirdo. Well, it's not even weebs. The weird people on the internet. Oh, James Bond's offensive to women and this and that. Don't watch James Bond. Go watch whatever fucked up fantasy. Go watch The Last of Us season 2. You want to go watch some bullshit? Go watch that. Go watch go watch two girls with dirty fingernails finger bang each other. Let us watch James Bond. Oh, he kissed a girl. Yeah. So fuck what? Like, that's the thing. Everything's not for everybody, and that's okay. There are tons of shows out there that aren't for me. You don't see me making video commentaries on them, do you? No, you don't. I'm not watching. God, what? Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm not doing reviews of that show because what the hell?
Or you're also not watching Dear White People. Remember that one?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I won't watch that on principle.
I forgot about that show.
I
forgot about that.
I saw the movie.
Did you?
That's why I won't watch the show. Saw the movie. I was like, that was enough. And it wasn't even because I was like offended or anything. It was this was okay, but not good enough to ever watch again. Like, how many movies have we all watched with that in that way?
A lot.
Most. Yeah.
I'm on Tubi quite a bit. There's a lot.
Dude, Tubi has all the Lupin the Third. I have watched a lot of Lupin the Third on Tubi.
Listen. Tubi also has all 4 seasons of Men in Black the cartoon. Okay, I've been watching those all the time now.
That cartoon is amazing.
It kills me. It kills me they made international. It was so shitty because you have so much lore that you can pull from the fucking cartoons. Like, it's just sad. It's really
I love that they kept Agent L, but they also brought back Agent K. So like you had J, K, and L, and the 3 of them were great.
Yeah,
and Zed and like Men in Black was the shit when it came out, and it stayed awesome until the second movie came out, and then I just was like, nope, I'm done.
That second one, it was one of those things where like they did so good, they did all the stuff in part 2, which like it even happened with Stranger Things in season 2, where like they did all the fan service and then like they fucked it up, and then they came back and did 3. Yeah, and then they came back and did 3, and 3 was good. 3 was actually a copy of a cartoon episode, but they did 3, and 3 was really well done. And then like they did international, like they just it's never gonna come back. I really wish they would do a live action show, but that would cost too much money.
Would it though? Because if you do a Men in Black television show where it's like the X-Files, where
less
you
is
don't
more.
have to, less is more, dude. You can have one alien show up at the end of the episode, or you could even have an episode where the Men in Black are convinced that somebody is an alien and they're fucking wrong. Like, you don't have to do this like CGI fest. You just have to make it kind of dark like the comic book. Because the comic book, the first couple issues, they're not fighting aliens. The first one, they fight a drug cult.
Yeah. The first one is aliens putting things in like cocaine and like shoving it across like the Mexico border. It was super dark. I remember reading that. It was really dark.
And the artwork is different. It's an old book, but I highly recommend people read it. When they fight the alien bugs in like the 4th issue, that's where it kind of falls off. But like Men in Black is only a couple of issues.
But like,
it's only like 2 or 3 books. It's not that much. But what Steven Spielberg was able to pull out of it and make into the first movie was great. You built the universe and you made it wonderful. You had Rick Baker do the makeup for all the fucking aliens, and it was great. You know,
CGI doesn't look that bad.
CGI does not look that bad. Part 2 looks a little but that's part 2.
Remember, so much of this is period affected, right? Like the biggest issue with Men in Black 2 is that it came out in 2002. Like overall, the story is there. Sonnenberg is, you can feel that vibe, but it's just so 2002. The shoehorning in of the PlayStation controller.
Yeah.
The fact that it had to be a Lexus. It's just it was trying to be too topical, and that's a big issue with any film that's based on a literary creation, where you're trying to make it, hey, this is the thing, but it's topical. Where the Men in Black, it's hard to visualize a government agency that's always been around through all of these time periods where they have a PlayStation 2 controller for their cars. Come on. You know what I mean?
I mean, they've only been around since the 50s, because that's when Kay gave the flowers to the aliens who came down and did the whole thing with the alien thing. And even then, they're not a government agency. They're their own agency that uses alien technology to make patents, to make money, to keep them funded.
Right.
Yeah.
And they could do like if you did it like the X-Files and you only have like an alien show up at certain times, you could do most of that with practical. Honestly.
Oh yeah.
Like,
You could. I mean, look at Resident Alien on Sci-Fi, 4 seasons.
Yeah. And
You know,
depending
with-
on, I don't know who owns the rights. Like who owns
The
the
Men in
rights?
Black?
Yeah. is
Universal.
that
Universal does.
Universal.
Oh, Sony.
So-
Yeah, Sony does. Yeah.
Sony. So I mean, I'm sure they could get it.
Universal. They still got the Men in Black ride at Universal.
That's probably going to
Florida.
go out soon. That's probably going to go out soon, I think.
Shit, all the stuff in there was old as hell. You could tell.
Dude, they still have fucking neuralizers and noisy crickets for sale there.
bought
Only place. That's the only place you can get them in the world. Only place you can get them.
Mm.
You have to go into the park and buy them and then leave.
Oh yeah.
I have to
It's the
go all the
only
way to
place to get
Universal for a neuralizer.
Yeah, that's the only place you can fucking get them. They're still in packages. They're still there. They're collecting dust. Like, it's wild. But you know, I love the lore of like the cartoon and the movies, and I really wish they would have like done something more, because that could have been so much bigger than it is now. They could have made a whole universe out of it. You know, they could have made a whole universe out of it, man. It really, you know, they really missed the mark with that.
Well, they wanted to rush the next hot thing. Like, look, Chris Hemsworth is a good actor. You're not going to hear me dump on him on this show, but I don't think he was the right fit for Men in Black. On film, it's a Will Smith vehicle, and I think it works best with a black dude and a white dude, young and old. You just kind of keep that dynamic. Put that on the TV. Have new ages J and K.
Well,
like, you don't need to have every other alphabet represented. Just those two dudes.
Well,
work.
no. The way you should have started the first one is the way. I mean, the way you should have started the new one is the way the first one should have started. Where like it's Will Smith and he's like maybe he's tired of it, or maybe he's got old person makeup on or whatever, and he's got a new
age.
Well, yeah, because you know black don't crack. But let's say he does. Let's say he does. A little bit of gray, a little bit of wrinkles. You know, make him look older, and you do the same thing that Tommy Lee Jones did in the first movie, where like. He's with a young trainee and he's telling him all this stuff, and like he has to be, you know, neuralizing like let's say the first 15 minutes. He has to be taken back to, you know, the way he was when he was older, and the whole thing happens and he gets replaced and it's a new kid or something like that. Like do that thing. Do that thing. That's fine. That's why you start it. This way you have the introduction of the old with the new, and you can begin the story, and it's fine.
Listen, my thing is, you can have Chris Hemsworth. For me, he's perfect for Men in Black. You know, the problem is it has to be good. You know, the ending of your point, Jay, you know, you don't have to always have representation. That was what hurt the movie, where that was part of the story. If they were to do a random black chick and Chris Hemsworth, you know, it could have been Valkyrie, it could have been Taraji P. Henson, it could have been, hell, you could have got Jan Jackson, threw some mothballs in her pockets and said, hey, be in this movie.
Her brother was an alien.
If it's good, you know, no one cares if you win, right? And, you know, It sucks when Hollywood gets caught in these fads where they try to shoehorn, you know, again, you know, Nick and I are, and Jeff, you know, listen, everybody, you know, Pete, Kendo, you know, those goofy motherfuckers that were in the early seasons of this show, we're all children of Roger Corman. And Roger Corman said, listen, you can have a message, but the story has to come first.
That's
and
true.
if when you're winning, no one fucking cares. No one cares. If you wanted Valkyrie to be in it and she's this kid that like figured it out and she found out about that's cool. Make it good. They were doing like, hey, it's her. But hey, it's 2018. It's like, just make the story good. Make it. Chris Hemsworth is hilarious. He's how much shit. Listen, he was hilarious as Dementus. That dude is built for Men in Black. That is a white boy from down under who can make shit funny in dangerous situations, and I'm all for it. And you fucked it up because you didn't make the story good. If everybody's winning, listen, we're doing the bullshit in sports, the things that people forget when your team wins is astronomical.
Yeah, and also international when they have the two paintings of K and J, they never did that. That was never something they did. Once an agent, you know, gets retired, they're gone. Then they get replaced with somebody else.
Letter.
Yeah, replace the letter. Well, yeah, having this glorified thing of like only the two agents up there on the wall was idiotic. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
I agree.
That's not how the system works.
But that was my problem with The Force Awakens, where they write the movie how the audience perceives the real film. They don't worry about the world of the film. They go, well, let's change it because this is how the audience feels. So of course we're going to put Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith on the wall because they're the Men in Black, the Galaxy Defenders. It's like, no. You need to treat them like they treated the old agent in the first Men in Black. Neuralize him, brush him out, let him retire and live his life, and fucking die.
It's its own world, and they abide by the rules of their world.
Yeah,
I mean, those rules because of what you think the audience wants.
Yeah, and if anything, like run past Will Smith or Tommy Lee Jones while you're running through the city or something. Make it make that the reference. Be like, hey, watch your step or something. Just make it that where like they're back to being normal. Just do that.
Or if you want to make the point of, hey, this is why neuralizing former agents is wrong. You want to bring them in so badly, do what they did in Die Hard 3, right? Like for Men in Black, hey, say, it's these two new agents, this international office is changing it because we have this changeover, and because of the nature of who they are as people, K and J get involved. Like that makes sense. The rules that's how they became Men in Black, because they see shit and they're kind of drawn to it. That's a lot better than, here's these pictures of them on the wall and we all pay homage, but we don't pay homage to anybody else because you're just a number. You're just a friend. Like, you have to abide by the rule. Like, have them be, even if you don't want to do a cameo, have like, hey, in the background, they're having a conversation and you see Will Smith in the background asking questions like, yo, I chase this motherfucker, have a reference without it being, hey, they're still in the universe. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We're Kathleen Kennedy.
I mean, the only agents to have their picture on the wall were the ones who met the aliens in like the first meeting,
right?
With Kay, because Kay was out. What was it? Meeting his girlfriend, and then she didn't show up, and he saw the lights and gave the flowers to the alien and started the whole thing with other,
when Kay gives the fucking packet to Jay the first time, he doesn't say this is me. He goes, there was a group of agents that came out and they met the aliens and it was first contact. He goes, is this you? And then he goes, the agents were there, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, oh, you gave them flowers.
You're the tall man with flowers, yeah.
Yeah, the dialogue says, hey, he noticed it. Kay didn't say, this is me in this thing here. You know what I mean? The way the movie's built does what you're saying.
Yeah. And like, God, I could write 3 movies tomorrow about Men in Black. I swear to God.
Dude,
we should do.
Even though 3 was surprisingly, I like 3 a lot.
I did
3 got its heart back, and I was very happy with that. I was like, all right, you redeemed yourself with 3, and then 4.
And Luke Cage was his dad. That was surprising.
Yep.
Now, Nick, if you ever wanted to write a Men in Black thing, we could, because the Men in Black aren't a copyrightable thing. The Men in Black is an urban legend. It's a myth. We could make our own Men in Black films. I don't know the legality of calling it Men in Black, but I'm just saying, like, we could make a movie about the Men in Black because there are tons of shows about them.
No. That's true, but I would want to do like the fucking like the Universal, the comic book, the ones that we know from the movies. Like, I want to do that one because that has a little bit of comedy in it. It's like a little funny. It's got other darker elements in it. It kind of like wavers between that, and that's one I would do. But I have no problem writing a super fucking dark one. That's like X-Files-esque, where it's like, we don't know what's happening, but shit's going down, and we only have so much information. Like, I would love to do that too. I think that would be a lot of fun.
I mean, let's just keep going upwards like we are, because maybe in the future they'll tap us to rewrite the Men in Black reboot, and we're like, all right, let's do this shit. And it's Dion.
Dude,
and
I would
Steven
love
Seagal.
nothing. I would love nothing more than be like, all right, we need to reboot this brand, and we're in a fucking writer's room and trying to figure all that shit out, and I'm pulling shit out of my ass from like the movies and the cartoons I watched.
I would highly recommend, though, that we keep the actual Men in Black song from the first movie, because that song is still awesome. Like, nod your head in the black suits.
Imagine that song with a super dark thing like that being the fucking point. Like, here come the Men in Black. I didn't get neutralized because they knew that I would never say some crazy shit. I would neutralize my own family.
Let me see you just bounce it with me. Just bounce it. Yeah, like that.
Exactly.
I've seen that, dude. I used to
That
have that
shit
on
was-
tape, and that was my first DVD as well. Like, I was like, Mom, I need a DVD player. And she's like, okay. So she gave my grandma money. She's like, go get him this DVD player. And she's like, you can get one movie. And it was between GoldenEye and the Men in Black.
Oh
I
my
picked Men in
God.
Black. I picked Men in Black over GoldenEye. I don't regret it because that Men in Black disc had tons of special features.
It did,
It was a
it
good
did.
disc.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
Man,
the original
really,
Men in
man,
Black,
like,
how to date myself, our homecoming, my senior year, we all dressed in like the varsity football team. There was like a bunch of us dressed in black suits, and we did the little fucking gimmick during the fucking assembly.
You fucking 90s kid.
Yeah, like
You fucking 90s kid.
I saw that.
Is that
I
a
saw that
pejorative on this channel now?
I saw that in the theater. I think what? Yeah, I was like
Driving 97.
Oh my
yeah,
God,
I
dude.
would have been 17.
Dude,
I was
Will Smith was the king of the blockbusters, dude. He followed up Independence Day with Men in
Independence
Black.
Day, Men in
That
Black.
was, those were two awesome movies.
Dude,
Yep.
I remember watching it opening night at the Regal Theater in Cereral, Tennessee, and the workers there did a whole fucking gimmick where they had like a guy in an alien suit running down the theater as they shot him with squirt guns, like fucking Nerf guns, painted silver. And they did a whole thing. It's like, oh, you know, everybody's look here at the neuralizer. And it was just a camera they had that like flipped, up, vertical, so I could like take a picture of the whole crowd. And then they started the movie,
That's
and that was their whole thing.
awesome.
And they would do gimmicks like that every now and again. It was fucking great. But I'll never forget that for Men in Black. And like it kicked everything off in like a great mood. Movie came on, fucking loved it. It was awesome. It was so great. It was a good time.
Yeah, dude.
That was a fun trip down nostalgia lane. I might
Yeah.
go crack open the 4K. I bought that on 4K. I have never watched it once.
Oh,
It's
shit.
it's the Steelbook edition too. For Men in Black.
Dude, I wish to God they would bring out the fucking cartoon at least on DVD. I think the entire 4 seasons at least on
I
DVD.
think it exists on DVD.
It doesn't.
at some
It
point.
doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. It
Is
does
it just
not.
the first season?
Yeah, one season. It's not even one season. I think it's like part of a season. Is on like DVD or something. It's just
Dude, the best episode, like the best morning as a kid in the late 90s would have been like Kids WB, where you start with a Men in Black, you go to a Batman Beyond
Oh,
later on in
shit.
the afternoon. Like, Pokemon was cool. I'm not going to act like I hated Pokemon. Back in the day, I loved it. But like, if you're like, hey, Jeff, do you want to watch an episode of Pokemon or Power Rangers? I'm like, no, I'm good. But I will watch an episode of Batman. I will watch an episode of Men in Black.
Dude,
I will
yeah.
watch Freakazoid.
Freakazoid was good too. Freakazoid was good as well. Yeah. But I'm glad the entire cartoon. It seems to be spilling in, but like Tubi's got I think the entire 4 seasons of Men in Black. So it's like,
Dude, that's the future of streaming. Everything on commercial supported streaming, and that's okay for me because it's like I will sit through a commercial to watch this entire series that doesn't exist elsewhere. Like, sign me up.
yeah,
And that show was worth it.
it
My
was,
only
and like
criticism was that it didn't use the Men in Black theme until the end credits. I thought they should have just used the Men in Black theme as the opening. But tonally, it works better.
but even then, like the opening song for it was a little darker, and I think it's the same
It
company.
was.
The same company did the animation for that. Did Ghostbusters Extreme? It was the
Yep.
same company did the animation.
It all
same
looks
one.
the same.
Yeah. It's a little gritty, but it works.
It's better than Ghostbusters Extreme or Extreme Ghostbusters, whatever it's called. Like
Yeah.
that Men in Black. I would say the Men in Black cartoon is like one of the best shows of its year. It really is good.
It stays within the lore, and even then with the 4 seasons of the show, it's an overarching story along all of them. It's great. I think they keep going after one character. They keep going after Alpha, who was one of the first Men in Black, and how he keeps like snatching up aliens and trying to live forever and putting the parts inside of him and trying to become this like god-like creature. It's wild.
You know, I'm going to rescind my statement about the Men in Black cartoon theme. I'm playing it in the background right now. It's pretty fucking awesome.
It is. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and they open the door at the end and it becomes the Men in Black logo, just like in the credits.
Yep.
We had it good back in the day.
Yeah, like I said, great cartoon. Wish they would bring it out on something, but they just ain't gonna happen.
Now let's see. We are all caught up with the audience. Let's talk about another trailer. I'll admit I did not watch this one, but Nick, you shared this earlier. The Nobody 2 trailer. I need to catch up on Nobody.
Oh.
Was it a good trailer? And has the first one pretty solid?
First one's solid. First one's solid. This one, I'm glad. I mean, I heard they're doing a part 2, and I'm glad they're doing it. And it's the same people. I think it's the same production company or producers who've done John Wick, and they keep doing the same thing. But I'm not mad at it because it's just high action and a lot of ass kicking for 90 minutes. So like I'm down with it because even Sisu was the same company and they did that, and we're getting a part 2 of that as well. So they know what they're doing, and I'm happy with it. But Nobody 2, you're still following. I think Dave Odenkirk is the actor's name. Sorry, Steve Odenkirk. And he's on
Bob
vacation.
Odenkirk, sorry.
Bob Odenkirk.
Sorry, I'm fucking up over here.
Steve Odenkirk's a different guy. He's compounded
So
the fist,
Bob,
sorry.
so Bob Odenkirk, and he's on vacation with his family in some like southern town in Mississippi somewhere, I think. And he's where he shouldn't be. He ends up like his son is got into an altercation at some fair. He beats up some guys, and apparently those guys are friends of like some bootleggers who are still in like the state. They're still bootlegging apparently. Go figure. And they're into those guys, and he's got to like kill or kick all their asses. So yeah, that's how it's gonna be.
I like the dad rock early action movies every year. This year we had Marky Mark and Eric Foreman in Flight Risk.
Oh yes.
That was pretty solid.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
As the guy who's seen both airplane-based action movies in 2025, and that's actually a thing this year, Fight or Flight was like way above Flight Risk, but they were both good. Like Fight or Flight is like Bullet Train on a plane.
Oh shit!
Yes.
There's
okay. All right.
Fight or Flight, is that the Mark?
Josh
Wahlberg?
Hartnett.
Oh, Josh Hartnett. Which one was the Mark?
You gotta
Wahlberg?
watch it. Flight Risk.
Flight Risk. Okay, so
There's
Fight or
this scene
Flight's
where the
good,
dude
though.
gets drugged by mistake, and there's this girl that looks like Angela White, the porn star, and she starts talking to him, and he's all of a sudden he gets high because they try to give him adrenaline because he got stabbed. They give him toad venom. And so all of a sudden that shit kicks in and he starts seeing bright colors and he's talking to this girl and she's got fireworks shooting out of her head, and then it cuts away from the drugs. Here he shoved an axe in her head and her head just shooting blood all over the audience. It's so good, dude. It's so out of this world crazy. It's crank.
You said it's Bullet Train on a plane. I'm like, I'm sold already because I fucking love Bullet Train. That's another one I'll watch repeatedly because it's just so there's so much going on, but there's so much going on in that movie, but it's so fun that you just and there's so many good actors in it. You just like want to watch all the time. It's great. I fucking love Bullet Train. It was so.
I text Dion. I was like, Dion, you got to go see this, and he went out and saw it like I guess the next day or something.
Yeah,
I'm glad you liked it.
I'm watching a bunch of movies this weekend. I'm watching Until Dawn, Clown in a Cornfield, that one, Fight or Flight, and I think whatever else comes out this weekend, I'll have to watch. So
Fight or Flight is very short too, and it's just good. It's action, then build up. It's got Katie Sackhoff in it too, so if you like her, she's Resurrection.
She's great. No, she's good. She's good.
She's a bitch in this movie, but you'll love her.
That's fine. I mean, she's a good actress as well, so that's good.
Yeah,
she is.
She's good in Longmire. That's like
Yeah.
That's honestly that was a great show. I remember.
I heard Longmire was dope.
It really is. Like what's his name? Jason Taylor, I think, or something like that. The lead in that plays Walt
Jason Taylor
Longmire.
Thomas.
He's fantastic, man. That was a great show. I really like that.
6 seasons. Holy shit.
Yep. The wife and I watched that.
Yeah.
I need to watch that. You know what you shouldn't watch is Mobland with Pierce Brosnan and Tom Hardy and Helen Mirren. That was terrible.
My wife was.
There's so much.
It.
There's so much talking in that and so little action.
I watched part of one episode and I'm like, I'd rather shove a letter opener in my ear.
I just turned it
because
off.
you have these like world-class actors and a really good premise, and it's like so much of nothing doesn't happen. But I think that's also because you had Guy Ritchie. Because Guy Ritchie did The Gentleman Show, and that one's pretty good.
I just couldn't understand what Pierce Brosnan was saying, and that really hurt me because I like Pierce Brosnan, and he's just got this accent, and I'm just like, what? He sounds like the old man in Hot Fuzz,
dude. Good show with Pierce Brosnan, The Sun. It was on AMC. It ran for 2 seasons. He plays a settler who was raised by Native Americans because his family got killed, and he grows up to be like an oil magnate. It's a really good show, and it's like he's right in Texas on the border of Mexico, so you have that conflict going on as well, and it's like at the turn of the century. and it goes through his early life into like, adult. It flashes back and forth. It's really good. Fantastic cast, supporting cast too.
You sold me on Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, he's like that man. Like the older he gets, like honestly, his performances like don't miss. Like really, I haven't seen them. Like I said, I've seen part of one episode of Mobland, and it just bored me. And I'm like, that sucks because I like Pierce Brosnan a lot too.
Yeah,
he was in the news the other day talking about how he would come back to play James Bond one more
Yep.
time. I think he would
That
do
was the
his
rumor
best.
too for the Amazon Predators. They were considering doing one with Pierce, doing like a one-off to get the brand back up. And then
that's how you would do it. That would be the best thing to get the brand off.
Tell me that wouldn't get everybody talking, and tell me that would not kick ass.
We fucking meet in person. I'll go see that shit together.
I'll drive up to you.
Dude, no. I'll fly to fucking Michigan if I have to. I'll do it. I don't give a shit.
Well, if we're gonna do that, we need to make it when that comes out. Let's hope it's in the summer because we'll go see that one day, and the next day we'll just go out on my boat and drink beer.
Deal.
Fuck yeah!
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Fucking movie. Drive out to the boat. The fucking Saturday, have all day, baby. Fucking Airbnbs up here are cheap out of season. You know what I'm saying?
Dion, I would drive up there even if the movie was only on Amazon Prime. I would drive up to watch it with you on Amazon Prime.
Same.
Like it's an event. It's James Bond.
We barbecuing, we drinking. What time's to come out? We ready.
I got the ribs in my freezer. I'm bringing them up.
Pierce Brosnan comes back as James Bond. Now, this is like in I say this like Pierce Brosnan is a very good-looking, distinguished older man, and he's that older guy that like women of all ages look at him and be like, "That's a good-looking man," and then men look at him because he's so suave and he's fucking the super spy. It's like I want to be that guy, and it's like you've got your Bond back, like you said, reestablish the brand right there, even with an older version of the character. Pierce Brosnan coming back would bring that. He'd bring that that panache back to the role.
What if he's so good though?
Wait, no, hold on.
Want him.
Hold on. Before anybody answers that question, Jeff, since you are the resident Bond fanatic, what would be the best scenario to bring back Pierce Brosnan? Give me your best scenario that they could do that would kick off this whole fucking Amazon James Bond thing to the moon.
Okay, so James Bond is old, obviously. This is what I would want. Basically, a James Bond movie where it's acknowledged that he's an older spy, but he still got it, and at the end of the day, he pulls it off and wins. I don't want this fucking deconstructed. I threw my whole life away for the Secret Service. I serve the Queen. I'm depressed. I don't have this and that. No. I want James Bond doing his own thing somewhere else, chilling on an island. He gets the call one more time, and he's got it back. Maybe he's a little rusty in the beginning, but by the end of the movie, he's got it all back, and he wins. He saves the day, and he survives. I want something basic, because James Bond movies aren't as complex as the Daniel Craig James Bond movies. Like Dr. No. What is the story of Dr. No? Somebody gets killed in Jamaica. James Bond goes to investigate. He finds out that this guy on Crab Key is trying to topple a rocket with a radio wave. He stops the guy by punching him into water. End of story. Good movie. Like, I don't want it to be like James Bond deconstructed through the ages, what it means to be a man, what it means to be this. Fuck that shit. I just want James Bond slaying people, getting women, saving the day, looking cool. I don't care if he's 71 years old. I don't care. John McClane did it best in Die Hard 4. How did Die Hard 4 work? He was an analog man in a digital world, and he still saved the day, and I stand by Die Hard 4 as being a solid movie. That's what I want for James Bond, to just show that he still got it. And then after he rides off into the sunset, and it says James Bond will return, we can cast a new James Bond. We can go down that path. Hell, make it a period piece, make it fun. I don't care what you do, but make it James Bond. None of this, oh, Vesper, I'm so sad. M's my mommy. Fuck off. Give me something solid that's going to stand the test of time. Not some I'd rather slit my own wrist than play James Bond actor. Fuck you, Daniel Craig. You ain't that good. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Well, no. Okay.
That's legit. That's a legit fucking thing.
B question: Do we also get an old Felix Leiter as well?
Yes.
If he's missing a leg, but we should get a good Q. Like, I'm not saying it needs to be Simon Pegg, but if it was Simon Pegg, I wouldn't be upset if he.
Oh shit! Q. Okay, all right.
Yeah. I'll say this, Nick. So I'll take a Simon Pegg Q for give me it's a James Bond movie, but you give me a Felix Leiter character that's just as cool. That if we're in the world of spinoffs,
Oh shit!
right?
No. Felix Leiter is Idris Elba.
I mean, fuck. Let's go. Let's do it.
Why couldn't it just be Jeffrey? Why couldn't Jeffrey Wright just come back?
That's fine too. That's fine too. But I'm just saying to put Idris Elba in a fucking James Bond movie.
Yep.
That's it. It's officially canon. He can't play James Bond because he's Felix Leiter. Hell, make him M. I don't give a shit. Put him in the movie. Make him 004. Make him 008. I don't care. But he's not James Bond 007.
That's fine. That's fine.
Right. He's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, make him different. James Bond 007 is the fucking star of a James Bond movie, you dig? You know. But give us a Felix Leiter that's like, yo, he comes in the last, you know, he doesn't stop the bad guy, but he's like, yo, I got your back. And James is like, cool, we're homies now.
Yes.
But also, you know, James Bond's the cool dude. He's like, yo, baby, you know, you good looking, I'm good looking. I'm going to go kill this dude and we gonna bang. You know?
Now, should we give Bond a younger girl with a daddy complex? Because
No.
I'm okay with that.
No.
Yeah.
Let's not get into like the fucking psychological stuff like that you were complaining about earlier.
She's got to be.
No, she just calls him daddy when he kisses her, and that's the end of it.
No,
That's all I'm talking about. He's just
James Bond gets a goth mommy.
he picks her up at the Hot Topic.
That's not his fucking
Rhea
style at
Ripley is
all.
one of my favorite wrestlers in total right now. So I'm all about it.
I am.
Look.
too.
Rhea Ripley can be the hench person or the hench woman or whatever. Okay.
Hell yeah. We can go a couple
She's
rounds.
Mayday.
For the
She's
biscuit.
Mayday.
Dion, I've got a meme I've got to send you. It was a Rhea Ripley meme. I'll send it I'll put it in the group chat when I find it. I got to go back to it. It's hilarious.
I mean, hell yeah.
I want this movie to be real so bad because okay. For years, all of my favorite stuff has shit the bed. Star Wars, Bond, Spider-Man was garbage, all these things. But now things are starting to pick up. Like Spider-Man's in a good place. I'm okay with Tom Holland. We've rebooted the franchise, kind of. Okay, here we go. Beverly Hills Cop came back, and it was fantastic. Like I was so on board with it. So just give me James Bond kicking ass, gun barrel, play the Bond theme a million times, car chases, fast cars, fast women, all that shit. That's all it needs to be. Don't overthink it, Amazon. We're giving you free advice. We're giving you free, what is the, not product testing. What's the word I'm looking for? What's the word when you research the crowd?
Market research.
Market research. This is free market research, okay? Hook us up with a classic James Bond. None of this, let's put Kumail Nanjiani as 007. No experimental casting.
No.
Right.
Give me the most predictable.
Like we can have other cool. The rest of us, there are a couple cool Negroes out there. You know, we got everybody's getting fine. You know, Native Americans are hot right now. We got a couple of those.
One just beat a predator.
Exactly. One just beat a predator. Like us, we got it. Just give us.
The only thing I would ask for in this one, I want one cameo. I want one cameo in this movie.
Timothy
Dalton? I want George Lazenby in this as a cameo.
He should be his dad.
He should be his dad.
He said that he was down to do a cameo or something.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. I just want one cameo. Just one George Lazenby. Give me 30 seconds. Done. That's it. That's all I want.
I was joking about the dad thing. His parents are dead, but yes, definitely put George Lazenby in the movie. I'm okay with that. Like, I would be okay if it was like George Lazenby, Timothy Dalton. They were in the movie too. Like just like randomly.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, that guy in the background. Maybe the manager at the hotel's like, sorry, sir, your room's blah blah blah. We'll be with you in a moment. It's just Timothy Dalton for one line.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
That. Let's talk about Mission Impossible since we're talking about James Bond.
But also, I'm surprised with as many contacts as you know, Jeff. You haven't like tried to reach out to Barbara Broccoli yet.
Because, Nick, my plan is this. James Bond goes into the public domain in America in a few years. I'm going to write my own James Bond story, and I'm going to publish
Dude,
my own
make
James
sure...
Bond comic.
No. What you should do is try to catch that fucking copyright. You need to try to get that copyright and see if you can get it.
Well, if it goes into the public domain, I have to figure out... Folks, if you want to send in like $4 billion in super chats, we will buy any franchise you want. Like, if I could crowdfund enough to buy Star Wars from Disney, we would be the best like we would be the best people for it because we'd reinstate the EU. I would officially have the head of Lucasfilm apologize for the sequel movies, and then we would just be like, all right, now we're gonna make a bunch of shit that you like. But with James Bond, man, we would knock it out of the park. Every other year there would be a James Bond film of equal quality. We would work nonstop for 20 years, Nick. We'd be in our fucking 50s, and we would be old ass men.
Fine.
We'd
No
be like,
problem.
all right, we've done 10
Dropping
James Bond movies.
bangers.
Here's the thing. I would rather own the James Bond franchise than the Star Wars franchise, and here's why.
Same.
Here's why. Because the James Bond franchise, you get to travel. The traveling around the world is in your budget.
You get to go to space in Star Wars, though, Nick. Like, come on, we get to go. We'll just
But
call Jeff Bezos.
you're not in real space. You're in fucking Jeff Bezos space that we won't talk about.
The Van Allen radiation belt. That bitch can't even get past the Van. We did it in the '60s, apparently.
Yeah, we won't go into that. We're not flat Earth. We're not flat Earth.
No, we're not that podcast. Joe Rogan already talked about Project MK Ultra this week. We don't need to go into that.
Oh God. Oh, but yeah, no, because I mean, think about it. Let's say we get the franchise. We have the money. We can do it. Yeah, every couple of years, travel to Spain, Italy, Rome, wherever. Some nice villa, nice 8K cameras. Spend the next 2 months shooting a movie. Fuck yeah, dude, I'm down for
the
that.
Sexiest women, the sexiest locations, casinos, lavish meals. That's just for us. The movie will look good too.
Boats, airplanes, private jets. Yeah,
boats and or hoes, preferably both.
Yeah, so
James
I mean,
Bond versus the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
What strip club is he going to?
Sangrias. No, dude, I'll tell you this too, Dick. Since we're going to own this franchise, I'm going to be the merchandise guy. There will be James Bond action figures at an affordable retail price. Like, look, folks, you will walk into your local Target. You will see Hulk Hogan and Spider-Man and He-Man and James Bond all sharing the same space. It's like, oh shit, I didn't even know I wanted a Sean Connery and Goldfinger action figure. Well, you do, and you got one. Like, we're gonna make this a household thing, bigger than ever. Dion, you're muted, buddy. I didn't mute you.
I think he's talking to the wife.
All right, Dion, you're muted. We didn't mute you. Okay, he knows. He's talking to her.
And one thing we have to do is we have to get more James Bond Legos.
Yes, I got the one set they've released.
Yeah, the one car. I still got it in my collection as well too. So,
God damn. The Shape is throwing some love about our James Bond movie, folks. I guarantee it. No one's gonna put as much care into it as we are.
No, man.
I know Script Doctor will talk about how fans shouldn't make certain things, and I agree. But there's a difference between being a fan of something and knowing all you can know about it. And that's where I roll into the James Bond shit. Because it's not like I want to make some power fantasy movie for me. It's like, I want to make the most bitchin' James Bond movie that's been made in 30 years. Like, I want people to leave that movie and go, wow, I can't wait to watch it again. Like, I want your mind to be blown. You're going to see action that you've never seen, a plot that you've never seen. I want to bring back the villain layers. Those like,
oh my god, dude. Yeah, the elaborate bullshit
bases and shit. Yeah, dude, everything.
Underwater volcanoes, space stations,
volcanoes.
Yeah. All the elaborate bullshit these jackasses can like build and fucking even the stealth boats.
James Bond,
they gotta look cool.
Of course,
I agree. That's number one. It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to look cool. Like John Wick doesn't make sense, but it's bitching.
Exactly.
But right, this is where you use CGI, like water opening up, and it's not a miniature, it's a CGI. That's where you do it. You know what I'm saying?
It'll look as real as possible. Oh
right.
no,
yes.
This isn't going to be like. We're going to, like Clone Geek said, would you make a faithful adaptation of Moonraker? Yes, we will. And we'll make it good. We'll even do the part where he goes to Blades and plays cards for like 20 minutes. We'll make the most, like every James Bond movie would be cool. We'd have the theme song, the gun barrel, the tits, you name it. We might even have the first James Bond movie with nudity in it.
I want to play a Russian villain in one of them that wears eye patch.
You are going to be the first bad guy that James Bond kills in our movie.
Yes! Fuck yeah.
You're going to like show up. You're going to be like the tracksuit mafia. You're going to try to start some shit with James Bond in Russia. Bam, you're going to take a shot right to the head. Boom, you're done. It's going to be James Bond ain't going to fuck around.
I love it. I would love that. Look, who the hell are you, old man Bond? Bet you're slow on draw, aren't you? Bam, right between you. Oh, I have to have
Yep.
I've got my eye patch when I did my Nick Fury cosplay. I've got to have an eye patch because that just looks. I'm gonna try on my pinstripe suit, put my Ushanka on, but wear the eye patch with it.
He's gonna sell something. He's like, you gotta kill me in your movie, guys. It's like, look, you're actually a convincing character. We're gonna save you for the spinoff.
Right.
Look, just
Felix
kill
Leiter
me.
of the CIA.
I didn't
Oh my God.
didn't actually
I
die.
watched.
My brain was saved and transplanted into another body. I am now Riri Williams in Ironheart.
Oh,
Oh my
God, that
God.
trailer was garbage.
Holy shit, dude! I watched that and I'm like, what was the line? I want to create something iconic. Proceeds to steal Tony Stark's entire fucking design. It's like,
Oh man, and I remember I heard some girl go, was just like, oh, you're mad at Ironheart, and things like that. I'm like, and she was like, oh, Tony Stark tried to give it to a Spider-Man, but he didn't want it, and there was something about Black Panther, how it was like, the mantle was given to his sister or something, and that's canon for the comic books, and people were mad about that, and people were mad about also Captain America, even though that's canon for the comic books as well too, and it's like. It doesn't. I mean, it. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like it's just in the way you do it. It's it's just
It
It
how
has
has
to be
it's.
good.
just because
Yeah.
they did it doesn't mean they did it well. It was like the comics by the numbers didn't
Exactly.
sell worth a damn. The Ironheart comics, they didn't, because
Yeah.
the character, like, and I didn't read any of them, but like I would watch people cover them when they were talking about it, when they're talking about bringing the character in. And the famous panel of her yelling at the teacher basically to like tell her she can't do this. And she's like, I'm not going to tell you that. I want to encourage you to succeed. Basically, Riri was screaming, oppress me. Like that was the character. And it was like, why would you like introduce a character like that? Like, and at that point, you don't have to ask why, because it's the writer doing that. It's not the character. That's the writer projecting their bullshit into the fucking character. And therefore, the character's DOA. She sold no books. It's like Miss Marvel. And I mean, nobody wants these characters. And the trailer, like her in Wakanda Forever, like I went to the theater and saw that, and it was so boring. Oh my God. I was like, are we going to get anything? Like something? Like Namor was just sad, and that was sad. I was like, they did old boy. They didn't do him any justice. I mean, the movie, it was lacking a lead. Basically, the movie didn't really have a true lead, because they could have recast, and they should have, and they didn't, and it suffered. So this, I mean, it's like, who did really the MCU? They're like, we're going to cut down extraneous content. Here's Ironheart. And we're like, are you fucking like really?
Yeah, but I mean, Ironheart they've been working on for like 2 or 3 years. It seems like we've been hearing that name for a long time now. So
Just cancel it. Nobody wants it.
No.
I mean, I agree, but it's like I guess they still wanted to put it out. I'm sure we're gonna get 2 seasons of the show because that's what they paid for. That's what they shot. So we're gonna get that.
Listen, as a hardcore, I love the Iron Wars. While there are a few silly moments, is one of my favorite comic stories ever. I am an Iron Man guy. I was the one.
That's true. You have been the whole time.
Who, I was ready to fucking, our friend group, I had fucking when the concept art got released for Iron Man, the first fucking movie, it was my screensaver and my background in college. Like, I love Iron Man.
Yep.
Right. I tried to read some Ironheart, and I can speak for realistically a majority of Iron Man fans. There are other characters that did shit in Iron Man, and they were the bad guys. Why you couldn't just do that, but just make it Ironheart? I don't know. And I read like the Open Heart or whatever the original series. I tried to read that. And it's just like someone who read Iron Man a couple times, and it's like, yeah, it's Stark Tech, and it's like that's not how you make new characters. Like, bad guys made their own shit. That was the cool thing about the Iron Man character. Titanium Man is a thing.
Yep.
Lasky made his own thing, and he was Titanium Man, but he was a Ruski. And it's like, bro, just do that, but make him a good guy, and that's why it started off so rough. And so now here you come the show, because you can tell they want an Iron Man character and shit ain't been going well. So they push it out a year and a half. And it's like, even, if you don't make it, essentially, especially in the circles of internet Iron Man fandom, if Ironheart isn't just the Iron Wars, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Just have an outbreak of people with their own versions of the Iron Man armor. That's how you make her cool. Just do that. Just do that. That's it. End of conversation.
And that wasn't even the trailer. Yeah.
Weren't they supposed to do a War Machine deal too? Like,
yeah.
I saw. Why didn't they just War Machine just sit back going like he's like Jonah Hill in Superbad, like fuck me, right? Like was my sacrifice nothing? Like, dude, like why?
Dude,
why
I would
rather see War Machine.
Don Cheadle is to get paid a lot, right? Because obviously he was in, he was Rhodes very early on in the process. And that's one reason why they're kind of hesitant to do a show, because Don Cheadle isn't going to be cheap.
No. Wait, we've got the multiverse, Dion. You're looking locally. I need you to look globally.
Get Michael Jai White to play alternate dimension.
Oh my God,
Rhodes.
yes.
That'd be
No.
bitchin'.
Yes.
Bring back
That'd be awesome.
Terrence Howard. Bring back
That'd be
Terrence
better.
Howard. Bring back fucking Terrence Howard.
He's thinking 1 × 1's 4. I don't know about all that.
But
He's
Pete,
I got
that is the best line in the first Iron Man movie. When he looks at the Silver Machine, he goes, "Next time, baby," and you're like, "Yes, it's gonna be War Machine." And then he never came back. You're
see, now he's like, "See, I'm back." He goes to Tony's grave. He's like, "I fucking told you, Tony." Tony's all dead.
There needs to be a War Machine. Like
he busts out, whoop that trick. He's dancing on Tony's grave and shit.
Oh my God, there needs.
Make Anthony Anderson the alternative War Machine.
It's the multiverse. You can do anything.
Oh
it doesn't
God.
matter.
I'll take Anthony Anderson as alternate War Machine.
Anthony Anderson.
There has to be a scene, because I've seen so many interviews with Anthony Anderson. You talk about his mom whipping him with a belt. There has to be a scene where War Machine's mom whips him with a belt, and it's Anthony Anderson's get whipped. It's I don't know if his mom's still alive, but that would be fucking funny, because like he was on a talk show and his mom was on there, and he brought that up by her hitting him with a belt when he was a kid, and they always made jokes about that. I thought that would just be funny.
Hell yeah.
Poor dude. Oh my God. Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, even if Disney's got the money, they can make the Don Cheadle show, and he deserves it.
Yeah,
it would work out.
He was good.
I would make it a movie, and the main reason why I'd make it a movie is because, one, you've already let it slip that RDJ is fucking Doom.
Yeah,
everyone's all we're already doing the and Jeff's gonna laugh about this, but I've been saying this shit for years. It's my favorite conspiracy. They steal stuff from pro wrestling, so we know who the big bad heel is, and we all know what the ending is. It's an alternate version of Iron Man. You make
played by Tom Cruise.
War Machine.
No,
you do a War Machine movie, and if that's how you bring in Ironheart, War Machine, Ironheart, and Luke Cage, and you do the Iron Wars, where it's the fallout of there's no like Iron Man, and you do make it a fucking movie, bro. Let's do some crazy ass Iron Man shit, and do it in fuck it, do it in like. Nobody really cares that much about Jackson, Mississippi. There's a showdown in Jackson, Mississippi. It's down south. A lot of black people down there. There's a crazy showdown in Marvel. They save the day. Make an actual. I always want to say the Merovingian. Oh my gosh,
the Merovingian.
Jeff,
what?
Iron Man's main villain with the
Mandarin.
Rings. Mandarin, thank you. Damn, every time I
the Merovingian.
The Mandarin, make a new version of the Mandarin. They try to take out, Mobile, Alabama or some shit. And let's go.
It just keeps moving down south.
We went from
Jackson on Black Captain America.
Just pick a nowhere where you could do a city thing. Like,
just destroy Philadelphia. Nobody will care.
Also, I need to call out Disney for this bullshit as well. Why when they do like a black or an ethnic character, they're always in like the worst, like the family's always in like the worst conditions ever, and somehow that character has to like be the one to bring up the family like through a job or through school or through their powers, it's always like, oh, they're poor and they're not white.
It's got to be inspirational, Nick.
I was
It's
just
got
like,
to
that's
change
a little
the
fucked
world
up.
on
It's a
social
little
media.
fucked up. It's a little
They
fucked up.
did that in
That's
Falcon and
commodity.
Winter Soldier.
Yep.
They did
It's a
that
little
with
fucked
Sam.
up. A little fucked up, you know?
It's like,
I'm just
dude,
saying.
That's the hot commodity right now. Is the upstart, and again, the next documentaries about what studios were doing around this time period are going to be awesome. But right now, the hard luck Minority was a very hot property in Hollywood, and it made money. It made money. Sandra Bullock and Michael story of Michael Orr, The Blind Side. Hollywood was like, people love Negroes and Hispanics and Indian kids struggling. They love that. They got a taste of it with Coach Carter, and they knew that it made money. Right?
Slumdog Millionaire. Slumdog Millionaire.
Slumdog Millionaire. Like, oh my God,
You're not
like
wrong.
Indian people will love that shit too. Like, that's crazy. We should do that. Also, the dude's gonna make Monkey Man. It's gonna be a good action movie, but we're not gonna promote it because it's not like Slumdog Millionaire nice Indians. That's violent Indians. We don't want that. So look out for the next Indian movie. Oh shit, M. Night Shyamalan had his daughter in the movie. That's crazy. But they
She wasn't
love
good.
they love the upstart minority, and they, whatever studies that they do, that they believe that makes money. So that's why they chose that with the last decade. They were certain that trope was gonna make them $1 billion. They were certain of it.
It's just,
But
it's
it
just
never
weird.
has, Dion.
It's just weird. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that I'm against or for it. It's just I've noticed it before, and it's a little odd.
Oh yeah, it's a real thing, man. You can tell when certain movies copy other tropes, right? Like the scary black male and like the petite white woman that like saves him, or it's like like, oh man, like, hey man, like all those Native Americans, they always got to pick up a beer. They're always got a beer, and they're all wearing plaid because they all like plaid. You know what I'm saying? And it's the one white girl that like comes in and it's like, oh, I'm one of us. You know what I'm saying? Or the white dude that does it. And he gets the native girl. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that trope. They know that it makes money. And a lot of people fall for that shit. And Tyler Perry made billions doing that shit.
Yeah, so much money that he opened up a studio down the street from me.
Yep.
Oh, I not a fan of that guy ever. Irma Lord. He's like the Weeknd. He just annoys the piss out of me. I wish he would.
I love The Weeknd. I fucking love The Weeknd.
Are you gonna go watch this fucked up movie?
I love his music, dude.
I will. I'm not
awesome.
I do love his music. His movies. His movie. I'll check out at home. I'm not gonna watch it in the theater. I'll watch it at home.
That's the thing. I don't dislike his music at all. It's his like when I lived out west, we went to a haunted house that was a Weeknd themed.
Yeah.
House.
It was in Halloween Horror Nights. That's what it was.
It was the most self-serving bullshit I've ever seen. It
was.
Buddy,
It was.
You are a great musician and you deserve your spot. WWE, stop using his fucking theme songs for WrestleMania, please. It's been 5 years.
Yeah.
But my point is, like, he is a fine musician. I have no hate towards him, but his movie looks so garbage. For a minute, it had a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's now at a 15%.
Dude, it is
horrible.
It is the most masturbatory, like high art bullshit I've ever seen in my life. Like it is.
It's
like,
low art. Don't even give him that credit.
Well, no. That's what
like
that,
Mother.
no, it's not. It's actually got a story and like titties in it.
It doesn't have a story though, Nick. According to the review, it has no story.
Oh fuck. Well, whatever. I mean, I've read what the story's supposed to be about, so that's that's here nor there.
The Weeknd clones himself and jerks himself off. Okay.
I mean,
he plays dummy
based on
sticks
the
with himself.
icon, I believe that.
Is he blinded by the light or blinded by something else?
Oh my god. Well, like I said, I will probably acquire it by other means. Yeah, I will acquire it by other means and watch it and give you a review that way. I'm not going to give it any money if it's like.
Give me a link so I can watch it because I'm not spending money on that guy.
No. I'll send it to you in the group. It's fine. It's okay. Yeah, I'll send it to you in the group. It'll be all good. Don't worry.
While we're going on, we talked about Ironheart. We talked about Superman. Let's talk about Mission Impossible 8. Now, guys, I don't want this movie to be bad. So this isn't me projecting my hopes and dreams. But
I'm with you. I want it to be good. I liked Dead Reckoning Part 1.
I like every Mission Impossible save for 2 and 3. Like,
take that fucking back, dude. That's what the crux of our we were in middle school when 2 came out, and 3
Grade
we were
school.
in college, and 3
High
Philip
school.
Seymour Hoffman, and 2's so terrible. It's great. John Woo. It's John Woo.
Yeah, John Woo fucked up part 2.
He did.
He fucked up part 2, bro. He did.
Dude, look it. Mission Impossible 2 is one of those movies that, like, the first 5 minutes are cool when Ethan Hunt's hanging off the cliff and he's playing that Limp Bizkit song and he's got the Oakley and you're like, yeah, 2000's the coolest year ever. And then you watch the rest of the movie and you're like, what the fuck is this?
He's just jumping in slow. I was huge into Max Payne at the time, so that shit was cool. And it, like the motorcycle slow motion, like battle, and they're hitting each other with the motorcycle. It was a Hong Kong kung fu movie. I'll
watch Face Off. I'll watch Face Off any day of the week, but I will not watch Mission Impossible.
If you want pure American kung fu movie, it's fucking Mission Impossible 2, and I will die on that hill.
Maybe a couple more years. The last one, the series I watched.
Oh gosh, one is a good start. One is a good start because they definitely try to copy the TV show. They really do try.
I think one's going to be the best still.
Same.
Yeah,
I think one holds up. It's a spy movie. Now they're just Tom Cruise runs around the world movies.
No, have you heard about how they're made? Do you know how they're made?
On film with camera?
No.
Tell him, Nick.
No, here's the thing. All the stunts are shot first. They think of the big stunts, like the ones you see that are always. No. They all the stunts you see that he does, the big ones or whatever, when he's on a plane or strapped to a fucking bomb or whatever bullshit he does. Those are thought up first, and they'll spend a whole like 6 months shooting them and prepping them and that. Then they spend the next year and a half writing out what's going to happen in between those stunts, and then make the story afterwards. So it takes them like 2.5 years to make the fucking.
Apparently, according to these early reviews, it shows in this new one because as much as I want this next one, Part 8, to be awesome, it sounds like it's shit. And I'm going to give it a shot. I'll go see it on opening night. I'm not letting this color my perception. But I want you guys to hear some of the stuff, some of the digs at it.
Okay.
So apparently, this film has a soapy tone and it's melodramatic. This is from an article.
Yeah, we can tell with the trailer.
Yeah. But they say it's less fun than the previous entries. The reviews note that there's nearly every scrap of dialogue is invested with no less than the end of a life of the planet. So they talk about this tension like it's so great, but it's kind of hokey. They also say the story is convoluted and overly serious. There's unnecessary callbacks and bloat, and it's almost 3 hours long, which, oh, Jesus.
Wow.
And it also...
I'm getting drunk and bringing some weed.
I can't do that because I have to drive, but I will go watch that movie.
Uber, baby, it's Uber. Spend some money. It's that bad. You can say, "Hey, yo, I got drunk and fucked up and went and watched Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning."
Wait, no, Jeff, look up the popcorn bucket for this movie. Look up that
really
shit.
One?
Yes, it does. There's one coming out for it. I think Regal's doing it, but check it out.
Let's see.
It's the most Mission Impossible fucking popcorn bucket I've ever seen.
The one with the key and the bomb?
Yes.
Let me pull this up for the chat. This is awesome.
It looks so fucking good.
That's awesome.
It looks so good. I think Jaws 50th is coming out with one as well too, and it's just like the shark with like the shark's mouth with popcorn.
I love that it actually says Tom Cruise Mission Impossible only in theaters. Like, can it just say Mission Impossible on it? I'd buy it then. I don't want Tom Cruise's name on it.
Oh my god.
Can't fucking wait.
Yeah, I can't wait either. I'm excited to see it. I still like the previous one. I actually watched it recently again, and I was like, this is still good. It's still a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I like the woman that's
Dead
in
Reckoning
that.
Part 1, even though they refuse to give us Part 2.
Wait, hold on, Jeff. What did you say?
I said I like the woman that's in that. The redhead that got stabbed, Rebecca Ferguson, the one that died in Venice or wherever. I thought she was awesome.
She was in Dune.
Yeah, and apparently her thing was like it takes too long to make the movies, and she wanted to be killed off.
Yeah,
I mean, if they're not paying you Tom Cruise money, why fuck around all like Haley Atwell's got nothing going on. She was in Captain
really
America.
doesn't.
And it's just like, well, I need work, and you're beautiful, so you should get work, and you're a good actress too.
Yeah, I mean, they had Rebecca Ferguson, Haley Atwell, Vanessa Kirby, and then the Asian French chick.
Oh, Palm Clementif.
Yeah, exactly. So like they had, they had some good looking women on there.
Yeah, and then you could go like the first one doesn't really have hot women, but then the second one does. What's that? Emmanuel Beert, something like that. She was good looking to this. Like she was in the first one. She was hot. Then you had the chick in the second one. She was cool. And then you had that generic white girl in part 3. And then I don't even think there was a love interest
the one who looked like his ex-wife.
Michelle Monaghan, it's like, hey, generic white chick, part 4.
Well, I mean, and also the beginning of 3 was fucking awesome because it's it's the hostage situation that they've kind of fast forwarded to for the first 10 minutes or so, and it was Philip Seymour Hoffman saying, "I'm going to shoot your wife," and he's trying to make sure he doesn't, and he's like trying to convince him. He's counting down from 10. It's that whole scene, and it was really extreme and really well done. So it was good. 3 was a nice shock to the system, and it was, you got back into it. It was nice.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening with StreamYards. Like everybody disappeared and I disappeared for a second. Sorry, folks.
I'm still here, baby.
That's all that matters to me. Chocolate Thunder. I found those place cards for Jake's wedding, and I'm like, I'm so glad I put Chocolate Thunder and Woke Busters. That makes me happy.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, but no, I can't wait for part 2. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Well, I'm looking at these early reviews and I'm just like, oh God, it sounds. Maybe critics are being too harsh.
That could also be it too.
That's what I'm hoping. Hillary is aligned with the critics. She's like, yeah, this is gonna suck. I'm like, babe, shut up.
Oh man,
I do think the trailer is very underwhelming though.
It's so dramatic. It's just like, oh my God. He's fighting the dude on the fucking submarine and stuff. And, you have to trust me.
The planes in the canyon and the fucking submarine and all this other stuff. Yeah, they've gone balls to the wall in this one.
Yeah, and it's like, why do we have the Mexican dog whisperer dude still here? Like, he shouldn't have even been in this movie. But he's
Caesar,
still
what's his face?
I can never remember.
Caesar Milan?
Yeah, the dude that looked like Caesar Milan.
That's a great comparison. He looks just like that mofo. Like he really does.
Seriously.
I wish they would, if they were going to end this franchise, I wish they would have just cast Pierce Brosnan as some unknown agent.
Oh my God.
It's just the two of them. It's like, hey, they don't even act like they have history. It's just like he's there to kill Ethan Hunt, and like it's the one dude that he can't really get away from, and it just ends ambiguously. That would be cool.
Or make it straight up like, yo, it's MI6 is like, yo, Ethan Hunt's making this worse. Just take him out and let this thing do what the fuck it's gonna do. That would be cool. And then he
would you be mad if James Bond was actually the one to take out Ethan Hunt? If they like actually had 007?
That would be fucking awesome.
Like, who are you? He goes, I'm 007, Ethan. Shh, it's okay.
It's got to end with the gun barrel and it like fades out.
Let's make a fucking couple $1 billion and make this happen.
Yep.
I think like if they were to do, it's like the game where Ethan Hunt gets taken out by Bond, but in the future Bond gets taken out by John Wick, I wouldn't be mad. Like John Wick is kind of impossible for James Bond to beat. Because Bond is a great everything, but John Wick is like next level. Like if James Bond had to cut off his own finger, I think he would get upset and like quit the mission. John Wick's like, fuck it.
That's probably true. I remember hearing rumors that like Tom Cruise wanted to pass the torch on to Glenn Powell to be the next like Ethan Hunt or continue the franchise for Mission Impossible.
They're both. Dion's got a tornado.
A tornado?
Are you getting hit with those? I don't know if we've had those yet.
Yeah,
I think we're just severe thunderstorm.
It's we were severely hot here.
So I gotta like work. I gotta send the one guy that's in the building.
Well, But what do you think if like Tom Cruise becomes executive producer and just like Glenn Powell's the next like Ethan Hunt or whatever they call him?
I'd buy
I wouldn't
it.
be
Just
mad.
make it great.
Glenn Powell, and I mean this is a compliment. Glenn Powell has the perfect generic look that you could put him in a ton of shit and I would buy it. It's like I don't really like the first Twister, but I bought Twisters on Blu-ray 4K because I was like,
nice.
you know what, that movie was pretty good, and he was a solid dude. I own Top Gun Maverick. He's in that fucking what is it, the Old Spice commercial? Like that dude is pretty solid.
He's
I
also
would watch him.
he's also coming. He's also in what the fuck is it? Oh shit, Running Man coming out this year.
Yep.
They're
The remake,
doing
the
another
remake,
run-
yeah. Yeah, there's
He's also
the
the
remake.
exact same age as me, Nick. We have the exact same birthday. Like, I'm okay with that. It's like, hey, man, you and I both share a birthday with Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Cool. Look, October 21st is a good day. There's me, there's Glenn Powell, there's Kim Kardashian, Carrie Fisher, and Halloween Part 4. Oh, and the dude from Silver Bullet. What's that guy's fucking name?
Gary
Oh,
Busey.
he's in he's in License to Kill.
Wait.
He's
Oh.
got dark hair. Kind of a country dude. Fuck. Anyway, you can look him up later. But
Are you talking the preacher in Silver
Maybe.
Bullet?
yeah,
The guy that was in People Under the Stairs and Twin
yes,
Peaks.
that guy.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Everett McGill. That's his
Everett McGill. Yep.
name. That dude and I have the same birthday too. So there we
Okay,
go.
all right. So Running Man's coming out on November 7th, and guess who the director is?
Who?
Ryan Coogler.
Edgar Wright.
Oh fuck.
Okay.
That could be cool.
All right.
There'll be a lot of awesome music in it.
Let's
So-
fucking go. I can buy into that.
Yeah, and you know,
Sub-Zero, like normal Zero.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh shit. I didn't realize Running Man was a novel by Stephen King, so he's getting paid twice now.
You're good for him. Look, I will always hold the Arnold Schwarzenegger classic in high regard, just like Total Recall. Except the remake of Total Recall is absolute dog shit. But I'm going in with an open mind. Like, Colin Farrell has never been as interesting an actor as... Well, that's not true. He was interesting at some point in time. That was a terrible movie.
When he did, he was good when he did SWAT.
He was good when he did... Hell, I'll say something controversial. He was a solid Bullseye. That was his name.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
And Daredevil. I almost called him Deadpool. Not Deadpool.
Dude, Colin's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, we're getting.
Yeah, that's a
we're,
solid movie.
Yeah, we're getting Running Man in November, so that should be fun. We'll definitely review that for the channel and maybe even do a commentary for the old one.
We will, for sure.
Let's
What
go,
if we're
dude.
I love
What if
that
we're
movie.
entering the era of the solid remake, where the original's always better, but like the Naked Gun reboot, not bad.
That's
Like,
coming out
it's
too.
Solid.
We got Twisters last year, which was really good. So
I liked it more than the original. I know.
So-
Unpopular opinion.
So I mean, yeah, because like I watched it as well too, and it was really good. So like I don't know, you might be right. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
It had the reason I liked Twisters wasn't because I was like riding some high on whatever. It was a solid movie with like I liked all the characters.
Three-dimensional
I actually cared
characters.
about- Yeah, and I was interested in all of them. And the reason I think I liked it beyond other shit is they didn't do the retarded love triangle between Glenn Powell, the girl, and the Javi. Like it was just like
Yeah.
there's no love triangle. It's not that kind of movie. Okay, cool. There we are. I'm on board. And it looks great. Like you can't make it a better looking Twister movie because they figured out how to do the CGI that looks like real weather. There's
Yeah.
nothing else to top it with.
That's true. That's very true.
No, but the original has Bill Paxton and he's great. So game over, man. You know, if you mistake Bill Paxton for Bill Pullman, I'll forgive you because it's easy. It happens. Okay.
But they both look like very distinct. Like you know
Yep.
which one's which.
Who's better?
Paxton.
But Bill
Aliens-
Pullman was he the president in Independence Day?
Okay, all
They
right,
will
all
not
right.
go
Bill,
quietly
no.
into the night.
Bill Paxton is in Terminator. He's in Weird Science. He's in Aliens. He got a lot of things in his...
Bill Pullman is in Spaceballs. It's Lone
Yeah, I was gonna
Star.
say he was in Spaceballs.
Okay.
And his son was the Sentry in the Thunderbolts, Dion.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Oh shit.
He's a good act. Yeah, like, see, I like that we're in the era where these actors that are pretty solid spawn kids that are pretty solid. So like Jack Quaid is pretty damn good. Dennis Quaid, Randy Quaid's even better than Dennis Quaid, but that's a topic for another time. You got Kurt Russell's son, who's not as good as Kurt Russell, but I still like him enough to watch his movies. Like,
yeah, he's been trying to get up there, man. He's been trying to get up there. He really
why
has.
don't they do a Big Trouble in Little China remake with him? In
No.
the main role?
No, go fuck yourself. No.
Get John Carpenter to come back and do it though. He's got one.
Go
more
fuck yourself. That's a perfect movie. That's a perfect movie.
Or not a remake, but do a sequel or a spin-off.
No,
have Kurt Russell come back
as Snake Plissken. Have him and his son in it. Why not?
Oh God, he's been driving around on the Pork Chop Express for like 40 years
Nick,
almost.
Nick, you're the expert. Did Stuntman Mike die in Grindhouse?
Oh wait, he did. Well, no. Here's the thing. That's old Stuntman Mike. Young Stuntman Mike was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, so he exists in a time.
I didn't realize that was the same dude.
Yeah, Stuntman Mike is in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because they make that joke. So yeah, so Stuntman Mike died in like April of 2008. We'll say.
Well, rest in peace, Stuntman Mike. You took that chick's leg in the most gnarly car crash in movie history.
Yeah. That Grindhouse Double feature was wild. It was so much fun. I remember going to the fucking theater to watch that with my brother and his previous fiance.
Well, he ended up in the right way.
No, my sister-in-law is great. I fucking love her. She's awesome.
I think I met her once. She was nice.
Yeah.
Your brother's cool.
Oh, he is.
That was a good con. Okay, let me rephrase that. That was a shitty con, but a great weekend.
Yeah. If you guys come down to Tennessee at some point, then I'll have him bring his Blackstone out or whatever. We can start grilling or something. So,
dude, let's make California shot pancakes. Dion will be infused.
I'm in, 100% in.
We can do this. We have the technology.
Dude, I was working on one of these side projects I got. And I was looking for a sci-fi font, and I was like, wait a second, I think this is the Sliders font. I need to get into that show.
I think it's all on Peacock.
At least he returns home, unlike, what's his face in...
No, he doesn't.
Well, fuck.
No, he doesn't. Because I watched like a 30-minute expose on that whole show, and like apparently like stopped and started twice. Because
you know what though, he marries Rebecca Romaine and he wins in life. Okay.
Yep.
I was watching X-Men 2 the other day and I was like, Jesus Christ, Jerry O'Connell was a lucky dude.
Yeah,
that's all I thought. I was like, damn, dude, Mystique.
After he was the fat kid in Stand By Me.
Yep.
Hey, and one thing too, if you folks, obviously we respect all opinions, but if you honestly think Jennifer Lawrence is the superior Mystique,
you get out of here.
Fuck out. Just go.
Get out.
X2 is the best X-Men movie, dude. I watched that the other day. I was like, whoa, it's better than most superhero movies. I would give anything
to have a woman like Mystique want me as much as she wanted Magneto.
No.
He kills motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Well,
imagine having Mystique could be anybody. And I'm like, Wolverine, you made the wrong decision, bro.
She could still stay blue. I don't give a shit.
I wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. Who do you want me? Be blue, baby.
I accept you for you, Mystique. Just don't kill me in my sleep.
Listen. All you need. The realistic version of that is the chick is a cosplay chick who does Pilates. That's all you need.
I mean, I think that was a storyline too. Right before
I'm going to the website.
Logan and sent him down. Was she fell in love with some dude and he died.
That one,
and she went crazy.
Oh shit!
Oh damn! Well, out of tragedy comes more tragedy. Dion.
Misery loves company, Jeff.
It's a good song.
Mystique, keep her. You got, yeah, baby. You don't look fat in that dress, baby.
She will never look fat in a dress ever.
No, she could just morph herself. Oh, Mystique. She was one of a kind. All right, Dion, everybody involved too. Who was hotter, Mystique or Lady Deathstrike in X2?
I gotta look this up.
Me too.
It's Kelly Hu, the chick from Friday the 13th.
Oh shit! Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Lester
I'm
picks
gonna
Anna Paquin.
say- I gotta go Mystique because when she gets in his fucking tent and she's turning and then he touches the scars where he stabbed her and she's like licking his face. And don't get me wrong, Deathstrike stabbing people.
Dion, calm yourself. People are watching you, man. People are watching you.
Yeah, there
I'm
are children
saying.
present.
I'm sold on
Pete's having a
Lady,
revelation.
Lady Deathstrike. Okay, she's number one. Kelly Hu is, and she's wearing leather, and yeah, and stabbing somebody is that's a very intimate way of killing them, and it's just. I've seen How I Want to Die. I posted it in the group chat if you didn't see it. There's one of two ways, and it's either the way the meme I posted in the group chat, or Kelly Hu can run me through with those claws. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I came as I went.
Dion, you're muted, buddy.
I think he's talking to the wife or something.
Oh, I'd say she has the best death in that movie when Wolverine injects her with the adamantium, and it comes out of her eyes, and then she lands in the water, and you hear the metal dink, and she and she just like, oh fuck.
When you hear the underwater thunk, like you're just like, oh fuck, like she's dead.
That's a great scene, dude. They don't make them like they used to.
Nope, they do not.
The only thing that would make that movie more accurate to the X-Men is if they didn't all look like they stepped out of the Matrix. Other than that,
you gotta blame the Matrix on that, on everybody being in like fucking skin type black leather. So, I mean, I'm not mad at it because we got Underworld from that. So Kate Beckinsale and skin type black leather was awesome.
Yeah, but she was good looking, but she's not as curvy as I'd like. Just kind of.
No, she has an Ozempic face now.
Many actors have Ozempic face.
Which one?
Kate Beckinsale.
Oh God, that was so depressing when I was like, that's like the chick that played Starlight. She got all that surgery and
she looked great before.
Yeah, that's like I saw a meme. It's like what women think men want. And it was
I saw it today.
Yeah, and I'm like, and somebody's like, that's disgusting. I was like, she was of age in the first picture. She was like in her 20s. Like, what the hell are you talking about? She was beautiful before.
I concur, man. She was a good look. It's just, even if it's a different taste, I just think she looks unnatural. Like when you watch the show, you're like, well, she'll like certain expressions. You're like, what? Like that? No.
Well, it was Courtney Cox was one of the first ones I really remember. Like, because I always thought Courtney Cox was just something about her. I thought she was kind of sexy, And then she was on that show Cougar Town, and she started getting the lip shit done, and it's just like. And then it's just the face. You see these actresses and their faces just become like unrecognizable after so long. And it's like, that's not going to age well. Like you're better off just going all natural and letting whatever happens. But you're in Hollywood and this is what they do to these people is they pressure them into this shit. And it's like, it's kind of fucking sad, especially when they do it so young, like the girl, I can't think of the girl's name that plays Starlight, but her, I mean, it's like, she's what in her mid to late 20s, and like look at what she's done to herself for what.
And the worst thing is that because she has that look now, she'll only get cast in only particular roles. So, yeah.
When she yelled at Huey in season, what was that, 3 or 4 of The Boys, whatever the last season was, like when she's in that like sex layer, I'm like, what is going on with that? It looked like CGI almost, Oh,
that's weird.
Yeah, and then she had to play 2 different characters because there was the shapeshifter, and I was just like, The Boys needs to fucking end. I liked that show when it started.
I think the next one is going to be the last season, right? Is that what they said?
Thank God. Like that's a show that is. I'm not even going to go on about the political messaging. That's not what we do here on this channel. But I would rather just get a story. It was like it was trying to send a message to the audience, like this is what we believe. Tell me a story.
And also, Eric Kripke, who was the showrunner, or is a showrunner, was a fucking asshole. He's like, oh, there was always politics. There was always a message. It's like, no, the fuck there wasn't.
We get it. You don't like how the elections turned out. Shut the fuck up and make me a show about Homelander. Like, I don't give a shit about your views. That's what these people don't realize. Like, guys, we only support your shit because you make certain things that we like. If Supernatural became a talking to about feminism and this and that, I'd be like, well, this show sucks and turn it right off.
Yeah.
But no, it was just it overstayed its welcome for other reasons.
That happened with a show on Netflix I was watching. It was like some show about the president or the security guy getting murdered or whatever. I forget what it was, but there were two instances of like these female characters being like, "Oh, men are the problem." I'm just like, "Oh, fuck you. I'm going to turn this off."
Nick,
you know,
I had the same thing happen to me. I've been listening to this audio drama about the Avengers, and it gets a little feministy, and I went, I'm going to skip this scene. Like, anytime the Wasp and Maria Hill were, and I was like, skip, because I don't want to. It's like, I get it that you're trying to be witty, banter-filled, whatever, but this is like clearly inferior writers trying to write above their pay grade. It's like, just fucking copy these comic books and act. Like, stop.
No, I agree. And like in the show, it didn't make any sense for the characters to say this, because like your security that works, you're a chef who works in the White House. Like, you've been fucking background checked, and for you to have this stance about this thing about a guy you've answered to for like let's say 20 years, all of a sudden you hate him because he's a guy, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, it was just the dialogue didn't make any sense in the context of the scene. I was like, you're just writing this to be, subversive and be part of the fucking Hollywood system, and it's dumb. So I gave it 2 episodes and I was like, fuck this, I'm done.
Angry people.
Yeah, I mean, and even then, if that's why you write females in your show, that's a shitty way of doing it, and just making them two-dimensional.
Nick, you know how I circumvent that problem?
How? You don't write females?
I don't put women in my comic books. We have a Janine in Wokebusters, and then the mayor of Portland's a woman. That's it. Like, it's not even like I'm trying to send a message. It's just, I'm not trying to tell some story that involves that. Like, Stealing Solo 2 has no women in it. Like, there's a dead one that comes at the end, but there's no actual, like, living women in my book. I'm like, did you know Peter Jackson's first movie doesn't have a woman in it?
No.
Bad Taste has no women in it. Like, literally, it's about
know what?
Called The Boys.
You know what? Our favorite movie, The Thing, has no women in it.
I'm sensing a trend here, Nick.
That's probably why the movies are so good.
There wasn't even I think like there was one woman who worked on the movie, but she had to leave because of maternity leave. She's having a kid, so like, she couldn't do her job anymore.
See?
But the movie got made. So I don't know.
It's such a good fucking movie too, man.
But also, like, I don't know. I'm not going to go into this. I'm not going to go into this.
I just watched, speaking of John Carpenter in the Apocalypse trilogy, I watched In the Mouth of Madness a couple weeks ago. Reviewed that for the show, and then we did Prince of Darkness Tuesday night.
I've tried to watch Prince of Darkness. It is so fucking slow,
dude.
Like, I've given it time, and I can't.
I watched it once. It is. I want to watch it again just to see, like, but the characters, that was the thing, is like the characters were so boilerplate, I like the concept, and I love Donald Pleasance in it because he's just Donald Pleasance, and Victor Wong is fucking awesome in anything he's in. But yeah, the characters were, Alice Cooper kills a guy with a bicycle, which was like which was like a rehash of his like microphone stand thing he does on stage. They basically said, "Hey, can you do that in this movie with a bicycle?" And he was like, "Yeah." And that's how that. So, yeah, that's like, like I said, I want to watch it again because I'd never seen it before. I watched it Tuesday morning, and I wrote my review of it. But it was
I've tried watching it. It's too slow. I just fucking can't.
It's better than Ghost of Mars.
I like
Ghost of Mars. Is a goddamn classic, sir. Sure, you shut your mouth.
Ice Cube is in that. Natasha Henstridge. I mean, like, that's
Jason Statham. He's in that too.
Jason Statham.
Ice Cube, is Ice Cube a better actor than rapper? Because I think he's pretty good in both.
I do. Ice Cube's like my favorite rapper.
He also wrote Friday. So yep.
Not his best work. Gangster rap made me do it as his best work.
He was great as Doughboy in Boys in the Hood.
I like him as the Chief in 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, I'm black and I want my ass off. So suck a dick.
he went from like acting in like John Singleton movies to like playing comedy roles. Like his transition, like throughout his career, has been freaking nothing short of astounding. Like, I mean, from NWA to like making family comedies. Like, what was it? Are We There? Was it Are We There Yet?
Yes.
Are we there yet?
Yes.
Yeah, like doing like Ice Cube is the fucking man. Like,
Yeah, didn't he did a movie with one of the guys from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, right? Where they were both teachers and he was like he had to kick his ass or something.
Oh,
yeah,
Charlie Day.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, what was that called?
The after school movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it, but I know what you're talking about. Are we done yet?
That's the sequel to Are We There Yet?
Oh yeah, Ride Along. He was
that's what
Kevin Hart. Fight.
Okay, yeah, it's Fight.
I'm not in love with movies with one-word titles. Like there was Ambulance.
Oh no, it's called Fist Fight. Fist Fight.
Fist Fight.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Fist Fight.
And he also did Barbershop and other.
Yep.
And apparently was in. Yeah, it's one of the things.
I remember going to
Triple X State of the Union.
Triple X State of the Union.
I have that on DVD. I went to see Barbershop in the theater in Grand Rapids when that came out. Like I remember when that shit came out. I was like, oh, I'm going to see that.
Shit. He was also here are two that I love: Anaconda and Three Kings.
Oh, dude, Three Kings
Great
is
movie.
fantastic. Anaconda is a fucking classic. John Voight has the worst Portuguese accent ever.
He
Hello.
does.
Little,
He
hello,
does.
little,
The
baby bird.
Argentinian.
You'll come here, baby bird. And the snake will hold you just as tight as your true love, huh?
Dude. That's
It always goes for the eyes.
Yeah. Don't worry about what happened to Manuel. He's okay. Danny
you sound
Trejo.
like Tony Montana now.
Oh yeah.
I'm really stoned. Danny Trejo dies like right in the beginning of that too.
He does. He does.
That's like fit Danny Trejo too.
Dude, Anaconda was. I remember watching it in the theaters. That movie was good. It was like a Roger Corman movie, but like with a theatrical release. It was
Dude,
good.
the remake comes out this year with Paul Rudd.
Yeah, Paul Rudd and Jack Black, I think.
Yep.
And then they made sequels to Anaconda. There was like 3 of them, I think.
There were.
They were terrible too. Like they were fucking god awful.
I think Sci-Fi
Isn't
made
called
like
Blood Orchid.
Yeah,
Something
I think
Blood Orchid?
Sci-Fi made like the last 2 fucking ones. Let's see. Sequels and crossovers. Let's see. Anaconda: The Hunt for the Blood Orchid, and then there was Anaconda 3: Offspring, Anaconda: Trail of Blood, and Lake Placid versus Anaconda.
Oh my god.
Like with Betty White, Lake Placid?
Yeah, well, yeah, like that. It came out in 2015. It had to be a Sci-Fi Channel movie. It had to be. It can't be anything else. Unrated. This is a fucking DVD cover. Jesus. Horror directed.
God, there are so many.
Film premiered April 25th, 2015 on Sci-Fi. It's a crossover between Anaconda Films and Lake Placid Films. Because Lake Placid had a couple of like spin-offs too that didn't do too well. So,
okay, guys, everyone at home, pitch me the shittiest crossover possible. Can you top Lake Placid versus Anaconda?
Oh, I got you. Piranaconda versus Sharktopus. You're done.
Oh my god.
Nick,
hurt
Lava
my
Lantula
brain.
is better than all of those.
Yeah, Lava
Steve
Lantula.
Gutenberg. The Goot.
Child's playing the Meg.
Child's playing what? The Meg?
Child's playing the Meg.
I want to see Chucky get eaten by a fucking dude. That'll be the shortest crossover ever. Chucky's like trying to do something, the shark eats him. End of movie. You're just like, okay.
No, but he stabs his way out, and then like the shark is like, trying to eat him again or something. I don't know.
Wait, no, the Room and the Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Jaws and Twister is pretty great.
Oh shit. Well, we had that. It's called Sharknado.
Yeah.
Yep. Already got it.
But like literally, what would you do? Like, oh my god, a tornado hit the ocean. A shark flew out. It lands on the water or lands on the ground and dies. That's it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
it.
5
Yeah.
minutes long.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Spider-Man meets Terms of Endearment. That'd be really depressing.
Spider-Man in terms of Jesus.
Zendaya can still be in it.
Oh my god.
Two lava, two lantula. Eric, you fucking win right there.
Oh my
friend.
god! I think Lava Lantula did have two parts. I'm not sure though.
It has Michael Winslow.
It does. It was basically a reunion for Police Academy.
Oh wait, Two Lava, Two Lantula is actually the name of the film.
Yeah.
And Steve Guttenberg came. Wait, it's got most of the cast of Police Academy. Great.
Yeah, it was a reunion for them.
As well as Martin Cove from fucking Karate Kid.
He's awesome.
He is.
I doubt Lava Lantula is on Blu-ray. I really do, and that's unfortunate. We need the 4K release of that one. Okay.
Nick, it's on Peacock, so at least you can get it in high definition that way. Somebody
said Frankenfish beats them all. Oh yeah, I've seen that movie. That one was. That's a fun one. That's a fun one.
How about Frankenhooker meets Beauty and the Beast?
Oh my god. No, Frankenhooker versus the $6 million woman.
How about Frankenhooker versus the $6 million man? I think that would be a little more on brand.
That would be.
She opens her leg and it makes that sound effect. Let's catch up with the audience and start to slow things down because it's past midnight, folks. We've been going for 3 hours tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been a great show, folks. Thank you for all the support.
We've gotten off on so many tangents. It's been fun,
but no one's clicked off, so they're having a good time.
Yeah,
they like what we do. Let's see. Jim Sterling. We got to read this one. Careful what you wish for, boys. Knowing our luck, we'll get an adaptation of the one post-Fleming book where Bond goes to Euro Disney. I'm not joking. Is it one of the John Gardner books?
Dude, we reviewed that on the channel. You found like a PDF of it, and you read one of the parts, and like it was fucking terrible.
Nick, that is a memory that I have lost forever.
I don't know why, because I remember that triggered the memory of the show. Because I remember you were so pissed about it, and you somehow got an excerpt off of a website or something, and you read it, and you're just like, "This is bullshit." I hope all the books burn in a fire or something like that. It was really bad.
Joke's on me. They altered the original books, and now we're fucked. Careful what you wish for is right, Jim. Jim, I want to watch. Look it. If that movie ever got adapted, it would just be Beverly Hills Cop 3 instead of Wonderworld. It's Euro Disney. Ellis DeWalt, everyone.
Well, I mean, Disney is opening up a park in Abu Dhabi, so that should be interesting.
I don't think they'll be able to get away with some of the shit they get away with in America, like the dudes dressed as Belle.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, there's rooftops. Never mind.
Oh my God, Pete!
That's what they do. It's not what I do, but I mean,
it's their culture, Jeff. Jeez,
it's not gonna work.
You became fucking Sopranos right there as soon as you said that.
Hey, look here, bud. We took him over there to the rooftop. We fired him right off there. I don't know what to tell you. Tone, look, Tone. Don't be no bigot, Tone. You over there. America's not gay enough, Tone.
Don't start doing the Italian shit because I get caught on these Facebook reels every day of these Italian delis where they make these amazing.
Oh, those guys! I fucking love those guys.
We don't have anything like that in Cincinnati. We got German food and chili. It's midnight and it's still 80 degrees here. It is not chilly weather anymore.
Jeff, you need to come down to Atlanta for like a whole weekend, and I'll take you down to Beaufort Highway where there is every 10 feet there's an Asian restaurant. We can eat them all. We can have them all.
I know.
I'll eat all the Asian ladies.
And I'm like, I want to go down there. You're telling me about the restaurants. I'm like, yeah, dude. That's what I need. That
it's everything from Vietnamese to Thai to Cambodian to Chinese to Japanese.
Cambodian breast milk. Breast milk, you make my day. Do you have a revolving sushi restaurant? Because
yes, we do. There are two here. Dude,
the one I went to, a bullet train delivered me all my appetizers. Like I ordered gyoza and something else, and all of a sudden this bullet train just comes around. I took a video. I'll send it to you. It just comes around the track, and it says something to you in Japanese, and then you press the button and it just fucks off. It was the nicest afternoon I've ever had.
Dude, there's I think there's at least 2 really good giant sushi buffets here. Like it's just like wall-to-wall sushi. As much as you can eat. It's wonderful.
I don't know. I can eat it quite a bit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. If we all went, they'd be fucked.
Let's all go.
It's like-
Dion and I went to Korean barbecue. We were there for what?
Oh
4
my
hours,
god,
dude.
dude.
Oh yeah,
Oh
all
my god.
night.
I ate
I
way
got
too much
some-
during WrestleMania. Picasso says,
That's
"Grant
what
me
I
the
fucking got
serenity." Grant me the serenity to accept things that I can't change, courage to change the things I can, the wisdom to know the difference.
Isn't that from Serenity?
I am a leaf on the wind, or
Yeah, I think it's
like
from
that.
Serenity, actually.
You know, that is a good movie, but Alan Tudyk shouldn't have died.
I agree.
Agreed.
That's like the only part of that movie I hate. Picasso, thank you for being a member for a month. We appreciate you and welcome in. Hopefully you're having a good time so far. Xavier to God says, why can't we get War Machine and rescue shows or film? Money.
Yep.
They don't want to spend the money on it.
Even though they have an infinite amount of it, and they put it on other bullshit. So
Redfish text, they were a lot nicer than that. They didn't kick us out, but you know. We're the kind of dudes that aren't like the big dudes that want to eat a lot. We're the big dudes that people are afraid of. So they're like, we're not going to bother them. You know, if Dion bitch slaps one of them, like their head will come off. So
yeah, he knows Krav Maga.
yeah, they're like doom bots. Just they fall apart. Xavier to God, fuck, marry, kill. X-Men First Class, X-Men Days of Future Past, and X-Men.
Let's see. I will kill Days of Future. Wait. I'll kill First Class, fuck X-Men, and marry Days of Future Past.
Bingo, me too.
Same.
Okay.
Same.
Yep.
Easily.
Because
I'm
it
glad-
took me a second. It took me a second. I was like, wait, Days of Future Past was like really fucking good.
That is such a fun movie to watch. Like X2 is above it for me. Wait, no, it's like they're lateral. Like X2 and Days of Future Past are both great because
Yeah.
X2 is God Loves Man Kills and Days of Future Past is Days of Future Past. So they really adapted the two best. Is that Thunder, Dion?
Yep.
No,
That's
no,
loud
Dion's
fuck-
just farting. Dion's just farting.
I was like, you hanging out with Storm?
That's my throbbing manhood affecting the broadcast.
You name it Aurora Monroe? Got it. So yeah, we're all in agreement. I'm sorry, First Class. I thought that movie was kind of overrated for the first time I saw it back in 2011. It's not a bad movie, but like people are so enamored by it, and I watch it and I'm like, no, this isn't really the spirit of X-Men. And I've read the first X-Men, and it doesn't capture that feeling for me. The first X-Men movie itself from 2000 is very on brand, and
Yeah.
X2 is like so great. Like the Nightcrawler shit, he stole the show. Like I'm not saying he should have got an Oscar or anything stupid like that, but Alan Cumming Nightcrawler should be talked about in the same regard as like an Alfred Molina Doc Ock or like all these other great casting
Agreed.
choices.
Agreed.
He just kicked
Or Daniel
ass.
Jones and Hellboy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I heard a rumor that they're gonna do a third one with him.
Yep.
More?
We'll see.
We're getting an official like Hellboy 3 apparently.
I hope so, especially after the Crooked Man apparently was god awful.
They
It
didn't release it in the U.S. They only released it overseas, and then it came here like on VOD.
I watched that and I was like, oh.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I've been reading the comics. The comics are fucking great. The comics are awesome, dude. They're so good.
I love Hellboy.
Dude, I love the World War II occult shit. Like it's so ridiculously over the top, and it's so much fun to read.
Well,
I love the artwork.
Yeah,
the artwork is great. Nick Mangolia, whatever his name is awesome.
Mike Mignola.
Thank you. And, you know, the Crooked Man in the comic books is like truly evil and shit. Like so many characters are great villains. I love it too, man.
Yeah, that's good.
See, Dion, I treat comic artists like you guys treat athletes. You'll know every guy's name and stats and this and that, and I go, that is John Buscema. That is blah, blah, blah. I can tell, like, oh, wait, he's inked by this person. So, you know,
I love
my
you.
craft. Hey, if you're going to get into something and you want to make it a profession, I'm a firm believer, you got to know it. Like, if you're drawing comics, you should know these guys' style. You should know a George Perez from a Jack Kirby. And if you don't, hey, that doesn't mean you're not a talented artist, but it's just part of it because it's only one part drawing and one part everything else. Maybe because I write the shit too, so I feel like I should know it. But that's
Oh, of
course, yeah.
another time.
Yeah, of course.
Folks, I want to tell you something real quick. Go to WokeBustersComic.com right now and get yourself a copy of the book. People have been buying Wokebusters. People have been sending me positive reviews. I've been getting comments on the art, the story, everything. People like Wokebusters. I'm going to make an ad for that coming up, and you can see all the positive reviews. I don't ever ask for these things, but people are sending them in. I've received more positive reviews from Wokebusters than Stealing Solo. People like Stealing Solo. They said it was funny, and they just sent me pictures that they got their books years ago. But people go out of their way to tell me about Wokebusters, what they like, the jokes. So I feel really good about that project, and there are a limited number of copies available. The print run is more than halfway gone, and unless we get some crazy demand, I don't think Wokebusters will go back to print for a long time. So make sure you guys get it. It's a big 100-page book. I'm keeping the price at $20, so everybody in this crazy time economically can still get the book and have a good time. So video games are going up to $80, toys are going up to $90, but our comics are sticking at $20, and they're all value. It's a 100-page story, not filler. There's bonus content after the story, but everybody that's been a part of it, everybody that's read it, has liked it, and I think you'll like it too. So that is what I would like you guys to do after this show. I ship out books quickly. If you buy it now, your book will be shipped out in the morning when I'm going out to Ollie's to film tomorrow's or Saturday's video. So be on the lookout for that. Dion, I got to get you some of those trading cards. Nick, I got to get you a gift pack. Pete, I'll get you a set of gift cards or trading cards too.
Awesome.
So is there anything else you guys want to say before we put this baby to bed?
Nope.
Check me out at Wrestling with Horror. That's where we talk about wrestling and horror, and also at Super Shogun Pro Wrestling on YouTube. Go subscribe.
Jason, I have fulfilled both the Kickstarter and the Indiegogo. So your book, you should have received an email, and people have received their books. So check your email. It'll say Jeff Hicks sent you a package from stamps.com. I use the USPS, and it sends you the tracking number and everything. So everything has been sent out. You just got to be checking your emails. But folks, that's really all there is to say about that. I hope you like it, Jason. I put a lot of time into it. Nick, Dion, anything else you want to say before we go?
Nope.
Nah, man. Free yayo.
All right. So, folks, thank you for watching. We'll be back next time with more. But in the meantime, be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other.
And that kind.